almost I unmuted somebody's NDI. I apologize. Good evening, everybody.
Are you capturing?
Hello.
Huh? Am I what?
Capturing. Little thing that says so-and-so is using capturing software is not on.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
always
I
there.
can
We're
see all
live.
of you. So yes, I have not noticed any issues. So if somebody who's watching the
Anyway.
stream just realizes they suddenly can't see anybody, be sure to let us know. But anywho, we are Hard Knock Dice, and this evening we are here with our Ghost of Saltmarsh game. And I am Ian. These gentlemen around me are our players for this evening. A couple of whom play in our Eberron game, and one of whom this is his only game and first full game of D&D. Unfortunately, we are short one Gloob for the moment, at least. He may or may not be able to make it in, similar to last week at the halfway point. We shall see. Hopefully he is. Real life's a bitch sometimes, as we all know. But we will proceed as best we can without him. Does anybody have any announcements, thoughts, comments, concerns that they would like to share before we get into our recap?
You're good.
Nope.
Ding, ding, ding. Okay. So, as of last week, our party had been set out on a mission by the Council of Saltmarsh to serve as emissaries or to begin talks with the Lizardfolk that they had recently discovered were making their home within the Hool Marshes, and as this could be a possible threat. However, they had, due to their capture of a couple of Lizardfolk aboard the smuggling vessel in which they had previously been assigned to capture and kill the crewmates of, they discovered that the Lizardfolk were indeed preparing for war, not with Saltmarsh, but with the oncoming threat of Sahuagin, as alongside several other more amphibious or ocean-dwelling races, making their way to the entrance of the Dunwater near the Hool Marshes. They made their way up and found themselves there at the Lizardfolk lair after a brief skirmish with some bullywugs, as well as a bullywug royal and his entire entourage. Meeting with the Lizard Queen, they learned that they had slain the Queen's son, as one of the three lizard men, two of whom they had taken captive. The third died, unfortunately. In a bit of a precarious position politically, they made some negotiations and some convincing of her advisor, her trusted advisor, as it were, to consider their offer of alliance between Saltmarsh and themselves. To cement this, the talks to begin, they were sent out to slay a enormous crocodile, alligator, giant lizard thing that has been harrying the lizard folk since their return to the Hool Marshes. Setting out, they encountered a bit of a precursor to the boss fight that would ensue as they battled a shambling mound and took a few hits from that before going forth and facing the crocodile 1,000 Teeth. It was long and bloody, and there was some near calls. Some people went up, some people went down. There was a lot of dragging around in a big-ass pond, but our heroes prevailed and were able to slay it before making their way, a little tired and bruised and busted up, back to the Lizardfolk lair before encountering some of the coalescents who they had previously had some unfriendly conversation with and seemed to hold it against them. But a absolutely phenomenal performance from Bart in the intimidation and bluffing department sent them on their way despite their intent to do harm to the group, and as injured as they were, returning to the Lizardfolk lair and presenting the Queen with trophies as proof of their success. Lizard Queen did agree to send emissaries to speak to the Council of Saltmarsh. And y'all were escorted out of the throne room with, I believe, the intent to have a good rest. So, gentlemen, is there anything you would like to do during that rest, or were you guys everybody just planning on going and having a nap?
I believe we are having a nap.
You are muted, Cantonamu. Bart.
Big sleep.
Big sleep. Okay.
Big sleep.
I think I already accounted for one skin of wine that I drank.
I believe so. I believe you have drank at least one drink. You consumed one of them before the night before you left. So yeah, y'all are escorted to what appear to be the same accommodations that you were given before, and left left by yourselves with what sounds like probably some guards on the outside to make sure you don't get up to no good while you're there. But aside from that, y'all are able to just go on to sleep. You crash out, even if it's a bit close for comfort, with all of you piled in there, and get a solid 8 hours rest with no events in the night. Y'all, it was pretty early afternoon when y'all came in, and after having a hard day's work, you were able to sleep despite of that. But that does mean, however, that y'all wake pretty early in the morning, all things considered. Y'all are probably starting to wake up probably around 7-ish, maybe between 6:30 and 7 o'clock in the morning. What would you like to do?
Well, I could cook some breakfast.
If he's cooking breakfast, I'm eating breakfast.
How far is the ship from where we are staying currently? Is it like an hour or two?
If you recall, it was a handful of hours from the beach of beach, air quotes, the edge of the whole marshes where the whole marshes meet the ocean, and to the Lizardfolk lair. It seemed like it was a bit down the Dunwater itself.
Okay. Well, breakfast might not be such a bad idea, and then we should probably head out before we wear our welcome. Oh, and let me give each of you another one of the insect repellents for our trip back to the boat.
All right, well, I appreciate it.
And this time I will also give it to Ned and Oceanus.
What a nice guy. They are grateful for the bug repellent. You see a few bug bites that seem to be persisting from their time spent traveling through the marshes without it. But out of curiosity, Bart, where are you cooking this breakfast?
Same place I did last time.
Wandering out in the hall.
I'm just gonna go out there. If somebody stops me, they will.
You come out the door. There is a guard.
I'm wielding pans and stuff ready to go.
Are you threatening the guard outside of your
room
with pans?
No.
You say I'm wielding.
With intent to cook.
I'll explain.
I'm wielding with intent to cook.
Yeah.
I'll explain to the guard what our plans are.
Sure, yeah. He kind of, when Bart just kind of comes out and looks, he kind of stops you, but after some explanation from Jakob, he kind of gets the attention of one of his buddies to, take y'all on over, keep an eye on y'all as y'all go over there, as he appears to be wrapping up his shift of watching the random dudes who are hanging out in their lair. But y'all get in there and easily enough get it cooking up.
All right. And how many doses of that poison did you say I had? No, I'm kidding. No, I go ahead and just make a nice meal for everyone.
I was like, yeah, hold on a second.
All right, time to write up a new character.
I mean, you'd probably survive a dose of poison, honestly. That's a fucked up thing. It wouldn't even kill you. You'd just be like, I feel sick.
I'm bored.
What the fuck, man?
Take care of me.
Be like, no insight. He'd be like, there's no correlation between getting ill and eating the food Bart made. That's impossible. Couldn't happen.
I rolled a 1, but I'm a halfling, so I re-rolled it to an 11 with an extra D4 from my hospitality perk. So that brings it to a total of 20.
20 for your cooking?
Yeah.
It is just
good food.
Yeah, good food all around. What's to be? Y'all expect nothing less from Bart at this point. He's consistent. He's consistent in those chef skills. And so it's entirely up to y'all. You have a pretty luxurious breakfast, considering as much stuff as I know Bart has kind of kept packed away for just this purpose. So, what are y'all doing? Just hanging out, or what's the plan?
Yeah, I imagine after we get done eating, if there's anyone official around, maybe let me look up his name because I forgot it. If Sariv is around or something like that, be like, okay, we're heading on.
Um,
I'm assuming we're free to go. We're not being like detained or anything.
right. I'll say probably about an hour or so after you guys rouse yourselves and get in there, and you're probably closing on a little more than an hour considering all the cooking time, and I keep dropping my pencil for that. I apologize. But yeah, y'all are kind of nearing the end of your meal when Sariv does enter the little kitchenette area where y'all have been allowed to take your meals and do some of your cooking away from the majority of the populace. Um, Poking his head in. So I see that you all find yourselves well. And
Indeed.
that you were quite successful
Yeah,
in your
absolutely.
slaughter of the beast.
Grasping our gaping wounds, like, yes, we're fine.
I mean,
It's great.
Yeah, you guys are full health, baby. Y'all, what gaping wounds?
Hey, we may be full health, but that's just hit points.
They're
We've still
gaping
probably
wounds
scraped
in
up.
your pride. Got bit so
Oh
bad
yeah,
by a lizard.
I do have the mending cantrip, so I probably would have taken some time to, get people's clothes back in order
Oh, yeah.
while
You had plenty of time, because what is it? It's like 10 minutes or less or something to cast
yeah.
mending. Yeah. I'd say easily enough, like, if you spent, like, a little bit of time before you crashed out, plus a little bit of time this morning, like, everybody's stuff is back in tip-top shape. Looks almost brand new. It's crazy.
Word.
Thanks, you Jonesy. We miss you already. Look, we have double Gloobs in your corner. Who's, by the way, just is currently taking his breakfast sitting in a bucket that he requested specifically from the Lizardfolk. He got you to make the request for him, Jakob, that he required a bucket full of water, and they were just like, okay, and
I actually
required
have
it.
a bucket that you can use.
Right, but do you have water to fill it with?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Water had to be retrieved, but he is taking his breakfast within his bucket of water to get his nice soak in for the day. Yeah, a lot of Jesus. But anywho, sort of he explains. Of course, you're welcome to leave whenever you wish. I would recommend sooner rather than later.
You'll say you're going to send some emissaries. Do you have any plans on what type of time frame you're looking for these emissaries?
There are currently talks going on with the Queen and those she intends to send. So it will be soon, but as they will be there for probably quite some time, I want to make sure there's plenty of clarity.
No, I understand. That's more than good. Well, yeah, I guess as soon as you're ready, we can take them on back with us.
Since we will be traveling, what became of the coalescence from last night?
Kind of frowns. Several patrols were sent out to take a look around for these. Couldn't find much evidence of them, except for one who seemed to have been left behind to watch. Ooh. Everyone else seems fine. Oh no. Okay, I will turn down the music. But, there was not much evidence of their presence except for one who appeared to have been left behind to observe and perhaps note your departure and others. He was dealt with, but of the sergeant and the rest of his men there has been no evidence.
Very well.
We'll have to keep an eye out for him.
Yeah, if we come across them, we'll give you a heads up on whereabouts they're at. If they don't make themselves too much trouble to have to leave them to you.
We'll tell you where to find the bodies.
Yeah, we're that.
Just kind of tilts his head. That is very kind of you, but I doubt we will have use for their corpses, but the sentiment is appreciated.
It was less being like, oh, we'll literally tell you where they are, and more of a, we don't need you.
It was lost on him. He's an old man. He has to squint. He's very squinty. But anywho. Depart.
Well,
I would recommend sometime during today.
yeah, that's fine. I mean, not planning on taking up residence or anything like that. Don't want to wear out my welcome. You guys have been pretty gracious hosts.
Is
And-
this
Kinda-
Sorry.
Yes. Whenever you are ready to leave, you'll be unimpeded on your departure.
Just kind of like
Good day.
nodding, like, fantastic. All right, let's get to it.
Yep. And he just kind of nods to you guys and putters his way back out, kind of gathering the guards that accompanied him here as he leaves.
Gentlemen,
I'm ready
Well.
to go whenever you are.
I guess we gotta wait for them to pick their people they want to send. They're still debating about it right now, right?
Are they coming with us, or are they going to go by themselves?
Well, hell, I don't know why they go by themselves. That's just asking for them to get grabbed up, or I don't know. No offense.
I mean, they're from these parts. They're pretty capable. But, I mean, it does make
Yeah,
sense to
but-
travel.
Some
Hard.
patrol or guard or, overzealous farmhand comes sees a couple of lizardfolk walking down the road or skulking through the forest, and well, we're way back before square one on this whole thing.
That is true.
Nodding in agreement.
Gloom just pipes up with a, I vote we get out of here as soon as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Still in the
Good.
bucket.
Is there a guard in the room?
Not in the room. There's one outside though. Just kind of, there's not really much mischief you guys can get up to inside the kitchen.
And then I'll stand up, go outside the door, and I'll ask the guard whether they're coming with us or they'll be going separate.
Just kind of looks at you. It's like, opens his mouth to respond, and and like flags down another passing lizard folk and like relays your question, and dude goes trotting off to presumably figure that out.
Thank you very much for that. We'll be in here.
He just shrugs at you. Not a particularly talkative guy.
We'll get our answer in next couple minutes. They're sending off somebody to get the answer for us.
Yeah, I can't imagine there's a whole lot of bureaucracy in a lizard tribe.
Let's hope not.
So we better get out quicker if there is.
2
Man.
hours later.
No. I was just having flashbacks to the Phantom Menace Senate scenes, but it's all lizard folk. Like, come on, please.
Yeah. Julian's gonna frown down at his arrow quiver and be like,
well, if we do run into the Colons, maybe not fight.
6 arrows left.
Talk
Well-
to me when you're at 1.
Huh?
I said talk to me when you're at 1.
Well, I mean, what? There's only like 8 of them. You got me. I'll kill a couple of them for you, and just don't
Well,
miss.
It's
Yeah, we
not
should
the
be
fights with the Colons I'm worried about. It's fighting them and then fighting something actually threatening.
Well, that's fair. It's a pretty dangerous place.
We already killed the big alligator. What else could there be?
Well, I mean, plenty of things that would need more than 6 arrows to take down. That shambling bush or whatever the hell it was I mean, it was made of wood, right? I mean, yep.
The fuck you shrub.
It's a very large shrub.
That's why it's the
Very
fuck you shrub.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, we
Sure.
Anyway, yeah, we waiting to hear about the
Y'all don't wait long. It's probably about like a max of 10
entourage.
minutes before the guard sticks his head in and informs you. It informs you that the emissaries and their guard, the emissary and his guards, will meet you guys at your boat
all right. Sounds good.
before
Oh.
probably before mid afternoon.
All right. Well, let's get on. I got short legs and I don't walk good in the swamp.
I can always carry you if you want.
I mean,
That's not going to happen. You can carry me when I'm unconscious all you want to, but
All
until
right.
then, you keep your hands to yourself.
Glue, you want to be carried?
he just turns and looks at you.
I'll take that as a yes. Come here, Glue.
You see his hand drift towards his rapier.
Never mind.
All right, I will.
You keep asking him that, you're going to lose a finger one day.
I'll go first.
What?
You'll go first.
Are y'all going one at a time? Is this like
I figure we'd all
what
just
is
leave.
this?
I'll go second.
It's like,
Marching
all right, guys,
order.
whoever makes it there alive is the winner. If you can make it there solo, you get
meant
all the
marching
gold.
Everybody's sprinting different directions, and whoever gets to the boat first wins.
No,
I don't like my odds.
I meant marching order because I got survival skills.
Okay,
Anything
sure.
needs to get rolled.
I mean, hey, you brought it up, not me. What's your marching order?
I mean, if he wants to be in the front, I'll be second.
His front, okay. Yeah,
I will be just in front of Yaku, but I mean he can just see right over me, so it's fine.
Okay. Gloob kind of bringing it up behind you guys, followed by Ned, and then all the way at the back is Oceanus. Kind of
Alright.
keeping a relaxed grip on the longbow that he has borrowed, just kind of keeping it off his back and ready to rumble. But I will say, y'all set out. Julian, make a survival check for me. To general, like, it's not particularly hard path, but just in general, avoid particularly deep bogs of parts of the marsh and all that fun stuff.
Dirty 20.
30-20. Yeah,
Nice.
that's plenty. You basically are able to retrace the steps you guys made along the way to the Lizardfolk lair itself. Eventually kind of like meandering back and forth along this really faint trail that it seems the Lizardfolk use to get to and from the same area, winding closer to the river, sometimes farther away. Making good time, probably about the same pace y'all made on your way here, minus Lizardfolk. So probably takes you about 2 hours, a little over, and y'all are without incident making it to back, and you're coming up on the boggy, marshy area. I say boggy, marshy area. All of it's boggy and marshy, but the parts that are especially wet because they're starting to be pressed up against not just the Dunwater itself, but also the ocean. So you're squelching your way out there, and there it is. Y'all see the ship that you so nicely acquired from those smugglers. There's no violence whatsoever. There was no harm brought to anybody on that ship. It was given willingly.
Absolutely.
And you're making your way out there, you see them. They're pretty far out. They don't seem to quite have noticed that y'all are back yet. I would like a round of perception checks from everybody.
No, that's nice.
I'm
That
just
is a
gonna
nat 20.
say, yep, it's a ship. I got a 4.
What was that, Cody?
Nat 20.
Natural 20?
Nice.
Okay.
23.
23. I will say that with a natural 20, Oh, good God. Whoops. Sorry, everybody. I almost made a fucky wucky. Or I did make a fucky wucky, but, you know, it be like that sometimes. And I guess for the purposes of this, we will go ahead and swap over to this here map.
Oh, that means nothing is going to happen to us at all.
Nope.
And
Yeah,
everything's
everybody
going
on
to
the
be
ship is
okay.
fine.
Whatever happens when a map is brought out. We're going to go ahead, let's get on our bet.
Ship's fine, everybody's fine.
This isn't a battle map. This is a party map. Okay.
Yep.
Ah,
Everybody
it's a
is
celebration
happy map. Let me make sure we got a good little thing here coming up on the water. Y'all are gonna be around this area where y'all see Ned and your boy Oceanus. Y'all would probably be kind of in somewhere in front of them as they're kind of spread out in that back area. If y'all want to just drop some tokens for yourselves on the map real quick before we finish describing what those absolutely insane perception checks discover.
What is the difference in the green and the light green?
It's just muck and mud. Like out this far, there's not really any like trees this close up against the ocean, so it's just thick layers of nastiness. It's just colors.
It's just colors.
It's just colors.
Is it like cattails and weeds and stuff?
Yeah, cattails, weeds. Yeah, stuff that are like more on the edges of the marsh, like farther in the wetter parts where there's not enough oomph to keep a bigger plant.
I don't know how to drop myself.
You should. Let me see. I can drop you here real quick, Christofferson. I should probably, tell you how to do that at some point. You see yourself off the side. Can you move yourself?
Yes, thank you.
There we go. So y'all are
says
where
we drop him,
and
boys.
I almost forgot.
Where
Gloob!
we drop him?
I can't forget Gloob. Gloob is out here too. Gloob,
The boat,
boy.
obviously. Drop the boat.
Back here with you guys. And with a natural 20, and I'll say fully recognizing with a natural 20, you seeing some figures that are very clearly making their way up from the water down in that bottom left corner of the map. If you can see that there, Julian.
Ooh, I can. And those are covalents? You said I could fully recognize a figure.
I mean, I said you could fully see them. Roll a history.
I mean, are they the same
History or
dickheads from
nature?
yesterday?
Huh?
Are they the same dickheads from yesterday? I mean, it's not like I've never seen a covalent.
Oh no, these are definitely not the same dickheads from yesterday.
Okay.
Hard Knock Dice is currently
I'm trying to figure out how to handle that.
Okay, just letting you know.
Yeah,
Quick
I
heads up.
can't I don't.
You could
I can't
mirror swap us.
scroll to the side is the problem.
You could put them down here and us over here.
I'm thinking I'm about to do this here for a second. That don't work. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking move around. God damn it. I hate that icon. So, I mean, it doesn't matter where they are, honestly. They can be directly in front of you. That's just where I'd slapped them down. So, they're directly impeding you and your progress towards your boat.
A shockingly mediocre score of 15 get anything?
15? Well, okay, I'll say with context of what you've learned recently, it's not an immediate thing, but putting together context clues and stories you've heard and, the immediate threats that have been discussed recently, you can kind of figure a pretty good guess that, are those Sahuagin?
Oh! I'm gonna do the whole
They're ugly fish people with armor and stuff. And they are actively moving as they head out of the water. Bart, I'll say with your 23, while you didn't immediately notice them, you saw the figures as they Julian saw the movements of the water as they approached before they started rising out of the water. You very much instantly recognized as they after they came out of the water. You're like, oh shit! There's dudes right there.
Dudes.
I'm
And
catching a butterfly.
everybody roll initiative,
Uh,
if you don't mind.
oh no, that's not good.
And
Fuck.
hold on. Let's see here. We want fucking fight music. Which
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, yay.
I have war drums as an option. That's fucking dope. Okay, cool beans. So, and we're gonna go a little. Woo! Okay, fuck it.
Sound very quiet.
I
Alright,
turned it
I
down because I
got- we
was
good.
told it was a bit loud.
Gotcha. I just turned it up on my end.
Yeah, just turn it up on your end, you fucking bitch.
I just did.
Well,
Yeah.
you don't gotta tell me about it.
Such a rude DM.
Yep. I try. So can I go ahead and get initiative? I'll go ahead and grab your guys' initiatives. 25 to 20. 2015.
16.
16. All right. All right. That's not boding well, fellas.
Nope.
15 to 10.
14.
14. Okay. What's your dexterity? Real quick.
Wait, 2 plus 2.
Plus 2. Okay.
15.
You go after Gloob. All right. 10 to 5?
9.
9. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was very, very concerned.
2.
9, and then we got 1 NPC. Oh, shit. All right, Oceanus, go off. Y'all are all suck compared to Oceanus, apparently.
Oceana says he springs into action.
He
like
rolled a 17 with a +4, so...
I was just imagining if it would be possible to have a negative initiative, since most people
Wow.
don't. Since most people don't dump decks down so far, but I was thinking, well, if you have a turtle, their AC isn't factored by dexterity. So if they had a negative dexterity, would they take a penalty to AC? I don't know.
It's a mystery. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. How did I fuck this up? But I did.
I feel like, yes.
But they get no benefit from dexterity. It's wild.
Okay. So, somehow the NPCs both managed to roll better than all of you. I say both. Every single NPC rolled better than you guys.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, every NPC
Nice.
in this encounter. Okay, I can't scroll on this one. I gotta leave that where y'all can see. Anywho, coming up at the top of the initiative order is our boy Oceanus, actually, who is now gonna find his way onto the map, where he can see everybody, and he calls out helpfully, "Those are Swagan!" pointing at those.
Hey.
Yay. Better than context clues is,
Somebody who's
actual
familiar.
knowledge.
Yeah. So, he, having the longbow already in hand, is going to loose an arrow at these dudes. He whiffs like a motherfucker with a natural 1.
Oof.
Like, almost in a panic as he's... not a panic, but as he's getting off to the side away from you guys, he just kind of... As he's going to loose, he's still in motion, and one foot just slips into a particularly deep bit of mud, just throwing off his aim as they are just whizzing off into the distance. You're actually kind of scared that with the trajectory, it might hit somebody on the ship.
Wait, you said that was Oceanus?
That was Oceanus' turn.
I can't imagine he's really good with a bow from being an underwater person.
You haven't heard of underwater archery?
You are aware he had a crossbow before it got smashed and never got replaced. So, it's some kind of ranged knowledge. Which brings us to Ned's turn for the first time ever. Who is going... Looking at these guys, looking just like, He's going to try his luck again. So, like, sword to shield coming out as he is going to take... let's see here. He's just going to actually step up slightly to the front, before assuming a defensive posture, kind of bringing himself forward, but not seeming to want to get ahead of the group. And his turn, bringing us to the Sahuagin. Let me make sure
Don't
they
like
have
that.
like a normal fucking movement speed.
Nope, 100 feet straight forward.
Okay,
No, 10 feet.
They can swim really good. Who they all kind of come starting from right to left. I guess we'll just fucking do them one at a time. Why not? What is the range between you guys?
40 feet.
35, 35.
Oh, wait. Sorry, I was measuring
40.
to myself.
You're good. You are Gucci like gumdrops. I just gotta double check the range on that. You notice that they have they each have like oiled wraps of like javelins on their side, and they each seem to have one in their hand, and he just makes his way up here and is hauling back and taking a chuck at let's see, there's 3 of you guys in the front there. 1, 2, Ned, 3, 4, Bart, 5, 6, Julian. That is on going towards Ned. Oh wait, it's at disadvantage because it's outside of his range. 15 is a natural 1. It just throws it and it just goes sinking into the mud just directly in front of Ned.
He had that stumble.
I've been wanting some new javelins. Or, I've been wanting javelins.
30, seem to make it slightly closer. Similar. Like, yeah, there's making it. We're just, these guys just are coming up. Same thing. That one's going to be against you, Julian. Oh, wow. With a 19 and a 20 to hit. At disadvantage. That I imagine is going to hit you with a 22. And that does hit you for motherfucking 4 points of piercing damage, Julian.
Fucking yikes.
And as these guys are getting closer, you're noticing that they are just in some ramshackle looking like leather lashed across their chest that seems to be holding like some knives and other like small bits of gear and like large bits of shell and stuff that are across shoulders and stuff. Like they have weird ocean armor, like coral and like mussels and stuff that are large and have like grown onto bits and pieces of their pieces of leather and stuff.
Is there one that seems like bigger or more ornate or wearing some kind of symbol of office, like an LT or something is what I'm looking for?
These guys look, as far as you can tell, outside of like slight differences in how they have their gear arranged, because you rolled a nat 20, so I'll say like this is very easy for you to garner this information as they're making their way towards you guys. They look more or less identical, as much as you can tell. Nasty, slimy, fishy people.
Gotcha.
And they're making like as they're getting closer, like just nasty kind of croaking and like cries, just kind of towards each other, and that maybe are war cries. They're loud and more guttural yelling. Oh, where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Which will bring us to this guy's buddy, who's coming up, and once again, dice roll, another Julian. Disadvantage. Let me get my dice so I can just roll these at the same time. Thankfully for you, that is a 5 to hit with disadvantage. Just.
Dang, it got me.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. Just another javelin. Like it looks like these guys are kind of like from this height, this far away. They're kind of launching them, kind of Hail Mary style, a little higher up in the air on wider arcs, and just kind of goes past you over your shoulder. Like seems like he overshot, going off behind you. Which will bring us to our last buddy, bringing up the flank with another javelin at that front row. Also at Julian. God damn, Cody. What did you do?
I don't
They
know.
don't like sharks.
Yeah, well, that's a 7 and a 4, so that's still a, 5 to hit. Or a 9 to hit, I'm sorry. So, just going past you once more. You're feeling pretty good. These guys seem kind of incompetent. Which will bring us to Jakob's turn. What would you like to do, my friend?
I am going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. As I run up, I'm going to say, I've been wanting some of those javelins for a while. Thanks for bringing me some.
Oh, yeah?
I'm going to take the big swing at this guy right here.
Okay.
With my great sword.
Alrighty. Let's make sure this updates here. I gotta make sure you see this up here.
Does a 17 hit?
A 17, I believe. Ooh, wrong tab. That does hit, yes.
Okay, cool. I am going to menacing strike him with my d6.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Hell yeah, get in there.
Good amount of damage. 11, 13, 17 damage.
17 points of damage, and the DC is, I believe, less than 20.
Yes,
For
it's
the
14.
Strike. Okay. And so what was that total damage?
17.
17 points of damage? Alright. Whew. You just come up and just big slice just cutting right across his chest as he's still going to reach and pull another javelin out of his little pouch thing, like this tightly coiled quiver of javelins, just deeply gashing across the entire front of his chest. Weird, not red, but kind of like this oily blue color. It just starts pouring out of his chest. It stumbles back a bit before shaking itself and just growling at you but it's kind of not slumping forward, but definitely is like, whoo, you hit the shit out of him. Does that be it for your turn?
For end.
Yeah.
Now there won't be any more throwing of those. That's it.
Okay. It just seems to be noise to them. Alrighty, which will bring us to Gloob's turn. Gloob is very much not one. He's going to kind of getting a similar idea from Oceanus, but going in the opposite direction. Let's take his few steps off the side. He's going to draw his short bow, and take a shot at the one that you just attacked there, Jakob. God fucking damn it. Another natural one as he just takes his shot, and while it's kind of, you knocked it back, it looks over and just kind of jerks its head backward as the air just kind of goes whistling through the space that it had previously occupied. You're a frog. Fuck! Off behind you. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, Glue isn't wanting to be too crazy. Bring us to Julian.
Alright, well, first things first, I'm going to get a little further out of the way.
Okay.
Make sure real quick that was the correct distance.
Go right ahead.
Yep, that's it. I'm going to cast Hex on that one.
On which one? One more time. Far side? Okay.
Far left. Yep. With a bark of the incantation and a swirl of inky glyphs. I'm going to take a shot at it.
Alright, roll that attack roll.
Today's the day, boys!
Is that a
That'll
crit?
be a crit.
Okay,
Yes.
roll damage.
2d8 plus 2d6. Except one of the sixes was a 1, so maybe today isn't the day.
Oh no.
What's the damage?
That would be 20 flat.
That is a mighty blow. Slamming like in like this upper kind of, it has its arms up as it's, preparing to move forward with another javelin already drawn, and you catch it like almost like right below the armpit, just slamming into it. It stumbles off to the side, like falling kind of to one knee as the necrotic energy from your hex like immediately the hex appeared around it before immediately an arrow slammed through it, engulfing this kind of its underside in this necrotic energy that burns away, and it's just kind of on one knee at the moment, just really seemed to be in shock from that that blow.
Good.
All right.
And that was my movement, my attack, and my bonus. I ain't got shit left.
Okay. That'll bring us to Bart. What would you like to do, buddy?
Which ones are looking the most rough?
The two that have gotten hit so far. So the one directly in front of Jakob, as well as that one that has the little crossbones on it that you see is kind of currently shrouded in like watery black energy that is currently on one knee with a arrow sticking out that you can see visibly on its side.
I actually hit this one. I don't know if you can see my pink.
Which one?
It's the one to my left.
Oh! I thought you hit.
Okay.
You hit the one in front of you. That's fine.
I'll let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5 right there. I'll move up 5 squares, and I will toll the dead on the one that Jakob attacked. And I'll just kind of like bang the crystal knob on the end of my mace against the shield to make like kind of a clang that sort of resonates through his skull.
Okay. And let me roll that, because that's a wisdom save, correct?
Correct.
With a 17.
Yeah, he makes it.
So it rings, and like you see it kind of its vision like muddle briefly before its eyes clear back up and just goes right back to its growling, like writhing, flexing, like aggression.
All right. In that case, I will hold for now in case this gets over with pretty easily. But
Okay.
kind of stand there, sort of cocky and like these guys are trash, as like in a goading manner. Like, come on, boys, we're gonna have us some sushi tonight.
Okay. Alrighty.
I doubt they speak common, but
They do not. You
That's when
observe
another
you observe
alligator.
a very similar reaction to when that Jakob did when he made a comment. It's like they kind of like tilt, like their heads are jerking around as they're looking at you guys, and they kind of focus on you for a second briefly, like as you speak, but you see no like recognition of what you said.
right.
It's all about the vibe. They gotta pick up on the vibe.
These guys' vibe is anger.
Ian, real quick, can
Yes, sir.
you add like another sheet that I can use so I can add my spirit weapon token to it?
Oh yeah, let me see here. We want another character sheet, and we'll just say this is in Bart's journal and can be edited by Bart.
Appreciate
Save
it.
changes. There you go, buddy.
Thank you.
His Wuhi Tostro is
See.
apparently the name of your spiritual weapon, according to Roll20's random nonsense.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Okay. And will that be it for your turn? You said, Bart.
That's it.
That brings us back to the top of our round. Woo! Oceanus seems pretty happy where he's at, and is going to make an attack at the one that is currently kneeling and looks to be hurt the worst. I don't think that hits.
Oh no.
I like, as much as I want to be positive here, yeah, because that's still only a 13, unfortunately, so it just seems barely to miss, actually, but can't seem quite to hit, and it just like kind of bounces off of one of the like shell plates that they have as like a shoulder piece, just kind of chipping off of it a bit.
Fucking Oceanus came in like the reason he rolled so high on initiative, just blind panic response, and now he's just firing off arrows willy-nilly, like, oh fuck!
Yeah, he's just kind of circling more around, kind of spreading you guys out some more, bringing us to Ned, who, seeing everybody kind of hopping on up, 20, 25.
I
And
just imagine Julian seeing every one of those arrows fly wildly off. Like, I could have used that. Could have used that. Could have used that.
Well, he also saw as Ned
Fucking
when
exactly.
Oceanus landed almost every shot he made against Thousand Teeth. So he's like, Just having a bad morning.
That's a big bitch to miss,
morning.
though.
It's a bad morning. Ned is gonna get his way up there, kind of forming a line with the two of you, kind of, Bart, as you stand behind them, and is gonna roll an attack at that same one that both you and Jakob are trying to murder. Which, God, shit and damn it, NPCs.
God damn it, Ned.
No, that hits barely, but it hits. Let's go.
God damn it, Ned.
Like, Ned finally gets to hit something. Thank God. He comes in with his long sword, just sweeping across kind of its shoulder and side, just kind of slicing down, dealing a sizable portion of damage to it. It is breathing quite heavy. That one off to the side there. However, let me pop that back up so everybody can see he moves, because I hate the fact that I only have my one monitor for this. Will bring us to Safwagon's turn.
Bring it on.
Brings us up to our first guy. He's kind of coming up to start to encircle you, Jakob. And
interesting choice.
Grasping this javelin he has in both hands and coming in for a stab, immediately followed by like lunging in, coming at you for a bite as well. Spear first, which I believe a 13 doesn't hit your AC.
Nope.
Just skittering
I'm gonna
across.
repass that one
Okay.
after the bite.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Roll attack.
Oh,
Yeah.
after the bite, if you want to do.
I mean, it's after the hit that misses. So if you're wanting to, you go ahead and use it.
22.
22 will hit. Yeah.
That's with a D8. Oh wow. Almost minimum damage.
Oof.
It is 2, 4, 8 damage.
Ouch. That is rough. 8 points of damage. You as it skitters across, like its spear just kind of skids across your armor, and you just kind of deliver a quick, like he's getting in your face, so you're almost like pommel bashing him, just like right in the nose, as he's coming in for his bite. So it just doesn't seem to do quite as much damage, but then his bite follows up with a 22 to hit.
That hits.
I figured. Let's see how his damage rolls. There we go. For 6 points of piercing damage. He's just clamping down on one of those areas that isn't solid plate mail, but your armor still managing to soak up a good portion of that. Which brings us to his buddy, who's going to similarly come in with a two-handed stab of his spear, except you notice as it's coming in at you that it has like a frenzied look to its face, kind of like as it's looking at the wounded part of your like armor. A little bit of blood is dripping through your the chainmail and the leather, as it is rolling with advantage. Spear is a crit. Is a natural 20 for its spear attack. We rolled really shitty on it though, so you're Gucci.
Aha.
For a massive crit of 4 piercing damage.
So you reduced the 1?
Yeah, he rolled a 1 on his D8.
Oh,
so
no.
That's rough. Yeah. Followed up by his
Critical
bite as well.
strike for 1 damage. Jesus.
Right. With a 14 to hit on his bite attack, just clamping down. Is where the other one like clamped down on some of your like softer bits. This is just right onto like a plate, like vambrace almost. Just kind of clank. You might have heard like a small crack in there as it did it. Like probably wasn't too good on its teethies.
It's just imagining this critting Swahagi just sort of lunging in there and getting just like a solid stab right in on his neck, and it just okay. just get stopped almost entirely by the chainmail cord for some time.
Basically.
I just flex.
It's
just like
it's like a little dog that gets like a hold of your shoe. It's like
it's like
it's
ow.
not doing anything.
Stop.
You're like, what the
Get
like
off.
you're shaking it a little bit, like get off of my arm. Like you're impeding my sword. I can't move my arm. with its, and they're just gonna continue this, like, especially this one just kind of coming in. They're kind of ignoring. Actually, you know what? He did get hit by both Ned and you, so he'll get a 50-50 on that. That is gonna be against you.
All right.
2 more attacks. This is the wimpiest, like, fucking advantage I've ever seen. With a 1 and a 9, it misses. Just overshooting as you're kind of like now getting yourself, you're being encircled, so you're kind of like trying to juke around a little bit. Also, a bite to follow up. There we go, a 1 and a 17, so a 21 to hit. They're gonna hit with the really shitty thing.
Oh no.
They're Dr. Disrespect?
This guy also, they're rolling good on their damage for their bite. Another 6 piercing damage as they're coming in at these more unprotected bits.
Man, this heavy armor master's really paying off.
Heavy armor master is good, dog.
Taking a total of 7 damage from like 4 hits.
Wait, why does
And a crit.
that one's dead, right?
No,
Oh, there's a skull and crossbones.
I know
on
that
it.
is your hex.
Okay, I was like,
Big red X means dead.
hey, I didn't know what you decided to do.
Skull and crossbones, hex. That's your hex because it's all death and creepy because warlocks, and you're our edgiest boy currently, kind of, persona wise. And we have a dead
Hey,
daughter, but
I gotta have a start.
it's a bit of a
contrast to my
balance. He's
other
a bit more
character.
like happy-go-lucky. I say, kind of. I don't know, man. You just seem less
Maybe-
edgy than the guy with shark teeth.
Maybe
he's-
some more terrible things will happen to you. You'll get there.
Yeah. Who
No.
knows? Yeah, hold on. Let me make my note to make sure your wife dies in the near future.
What? What the fuck?
However,
All right. Time to write up a new character sheet for no reason.
this last one on this side, his boys seem to be kind of handling the 3v3 right here, is going to make a beeline, oh god, for you, Julian. And I'll say he does a provoke attack of opportunity from Ned because he's running a straight line, but Ned rolled the 2. It's kind of lazy, like, Maybe this adventuring thing isn't, like, the ideal profession for Ned, maybe, I don't know. But coming up, and similarly, as he's, like, rushing you, Julian, it's, like, animalistic almost. It kind of reminds you of some pit fighting that you may or may not have been a part of as a point in time. Like,
really now?
just, like, bloodlusted. Kind of, not
Okay.
like the exact style, but just kind of, like, and just
No, if-
like a primal, like, animalistic, like, fury of just, I'm gonna fucking kill this thing. Or
Oh,
I'm going to try to
if
fucking
we
kill
trigger in
this thing.
PTSD now, then we trigger in PTSD. Okay.
Is entirely up to you. But coming in with a spear and a bite attack at you. For a 15 to hit with spear.
That is it exactly.
That's your AC. Exactly.
And I would like to go ahead and hit him with that hellish rebuke.
Okay. You do, however, take 4 points of piercing damage. Roll your hellish rebuke damage.
That is 3d10.
Fucking nice.
That is going to be 19 points of damage as I grab the spear when it hits me and black fire racing down it to engulf him.
And engulf him it does. Just, he stabs into you and is kind of like in your stomach. You grab a hold of it and this black fire races across and engulfs this thing as it sizzles in a wet way and just seems to shrink as it gets dried out and crumples with a just slowly diminishing, like, squeal of pain.
I am not going to try and replicate. Poor vocal cords would not handle it. But Julian is screeching as he pushes the spear back down into it.
That was more of its death cry. Just
Now
this
we
slowly
got-
crumpling husk of this thing. Nice. That brings us to Jakob. Woo! It's weird y'all
All right.
going after everything else. This is a new experience for me.
Yeah, I
Which
don't love
one of
it.
them?
It is not my vibe.
Which one of them crit me?
I believe the one directly in front of you.
All right, he's the one that's
Crit you
he's getting the whop.
poorly.
The whop.
Oh, is he now?
He's getting the whap.
Oh my.
Okay.
Okay.
24.
A what to hit? I'm sorry.
24.
You're rolling really good to hit. That hits you.
Wet ass plate mail.
Plate mail doesn't increase your attack.
And
What?
then I'm gonna use menacing attack.
Okay. That fails,
5,
I believe,
7,
unless somehow your saving throw is negative, or the DC is negative.
14, and it it isn't.
So you said 14 damage.
Yes.
Okay. Nice, very nice. Big, coming in with your rage fueled swing of just big overhead, cleaving not through him or anything, but a solid like breaking through one of the kind of coral pauldrons that it has and slicing just straight down across its chest inside. As it takes its kind of stumbling step back and down a bit, it looks up at you, and just kind of recoils briefly. You recognize fear in any creature, regardless of how fucking weird it is.
Good.
Is that be it for your turn?
That will be it.
All right. That will bring us to Gloob. Yay! Oh shit! Woo! Gloob's gonna take a shot at the one immediately to, as we are looking at the map, you're right. There we go. Gloob, I believe he has a much higher to hit than a lot of these fucking jokers. Oh yeah, that fucking hits. And what's his damage? Because he gets sneak attack on that. Because you're threatening him. Is a short burst. That's all d6s. And that is number 1. Almost a repeat of your first shot, Julian, except not wreathed in inky black fire. This shot seemed more in the precision department, sliding into up under the collarbone of this rightmost Sahuagin and sinking almost all the way to the fletching as it very nearly collapses backwards into the mud and just barely catching itself, having to stab its javelin to steady itself and prevent itself from being knocked over. And you see blood kind of, it just turns and kind of and cough out like a big glob of blood after the shot delivered by Gloob. And at that, Gloob is gonna kind of take a few steps forward, closing the distance but not getting all the way in their face. Bringing us to motherfucking Julian. You have a flaming fish corpse at your feet. Not really flaming, but smoldered. Like when you burn something, but it was
The
wet.
fish corpse is like, hey.
It's like wet, kind of so you burnt some paper towels and then you drizzled water on them. It's gross. It's like soggy ashes.
All right, so I'm gonna jog down there, take a shot at the one squaring off with Jakob.
Okay.
Bonus action to transfer the curse to it.
Okay. Your hex transfers.
15 plus 6 does a 21 hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Good. Oh, cool. Almost max damage.
Nice.
That'd be 17 points of damage.
Okay. As your shot comes whistling through the air, once again, as your curse transfers, immediately followed by the arrow piercing through it, becoming coated in this inky black watery flame, slamming into the side of its head and taking it a solid 5 feet sideways just from its motion as it kind of was getting ready to spring up to go into another couple of attacks at Jakob. That's
Got them
another one
Skyrim
down,
physics
another
now.
one
Let's go.
down. Another one bites the dust. I can't fucking click my red X because it doesn't go far enough to the side. There we go. He is dead. Technically, the hex is still on it, but you can move it as you wish. On your next turn. Will that be it for your turn? Speaking of.
That is all of my things. There's nothing left I can do.
Alrighty. They'll bring you to Bart.
Both of these guys have been hit, right?
Correct. Yes, sir. They both are actually looking incredibly horrible. One of them is coughing up blood actively,
Great.
and the other is leaking blood from 2 massive slash wounds. One really massive slash wound, and one of a slimmer and more just kind of like that shit hurted slash wound. Off to one side.
That shit hurted slash wound. Gotcha.
Yep. I'm a
Um,
master of description.
yeah, I'm just gonna brandish my the doorknob at him and kind of just swing it back and forth, kind of laying out an incantation and just sort of letting it kind of reverberate into their ears. And I am going to cast sleep on them.
Okay. Roll the amount of HP it affects. Check the languages they speak.
22 hit points.
Oh, they both immediately collapse. Like they were both sagging already before, and as your music permeates the air and kind of sinks into them, they both just kind of slowly kind of crumple as the like you see the rage just like wink out and into unconsciousness, face down into the mud.
All right.
Y'all are for all intents and purposes out of initiative.
Second verse, same as the first. Let's tie these little fuckers up.
Manacles on one, and I'm also going to hog tie him. And then if anybody else says rope, I'll suggest that we hog tie that one as well.
All right, let's
I'm
get
going to see if either of my arrows survived, because we are now at the retrieve used arrows stage of resource starvation.
Roll an
I think this one
investigation
inside
check
of
for
him is still
me.
pretty good. On that one on the back there.
Investigation would be a 13.
13. You find one arrow that doesn't seem to have been like burnt to like out of usability by your hex.
Holding the 2 arrows, one of them just a charred remnant, and the one still being good. It's like,
See, Gloob will try to retrieve one. He does not find it. It broke as it entered this dude's body. He's like, comes up to the unconscious one and like yoinks out by the fletching, and it's just like a quarter of an arrow. It's kind of size. Chucks it behind him.
I'm going to see if I
I give him the big nod, like, I feel your pain, bro.
I'm going to see if I can find any javelins.
I mean, they have several on their persons. Are you wanting to look for the ones that are not, that got chucked?
Oh, then I'll just take the ones out there.
I was gonna say, because there were exactly 4 that got thrown. One of them ended up in Julian a little bit.
How many do they have on them?
I'll say the
Well-
ones like between in their hands, as well as like remainders in their little oil skin sheaths. They have probably 3 each left. And let me just make sure. Make that 2 of them have 3 on them each, and 2 are broken, so that you would find a total of 3, 6, 10. They would have had 12. Two got broken in the fighting.
Looking over at Jakob with just his arm full of javelins, like, you good, bro?
While he's doing that, 2 big questions. 1, did anyone on the ship see this? And more importantly, is anyone on the ship?
Roll a perception check.
That's a natural 20.
Natural 20. You can both see, like, with your keen halfling eyes, apparently, that you actively see movement on the ship, and the little rowboat that has been, like, has taken you guys to and fro, being lowered and you see like figures on it like rapidly moving.
Doing one of those going down like backwards as people are trying to do it way too fast than they should be.
Hey Cody, I can't remember what did I rule your bonus to sailoring was? Like, was it your wisdom or? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was wisdom plus proficiency or something like that.
Wisdom plus proficiency. No, they're fucking like a champ with a natural 20. Like, it is like almost looks dangerously quickly accelerating down as you see these figures just like working like madmen from a distance. Like, it is kind of scary. It looks kind of dangerous. And there's like record speed. These guys are hauling ass.
Well, looks like they didn't get on the boat. Our fellas are coming to give us some backup. We should probably keep our eyes open to make sure they don't have any extra buddies coming to pay us a visit.
I'm sorry, I almost forgot. You rolled a natural 20. I'll have it as a gimme. Similar to like sharks and stuff in the water, you do see, I'll say probably another 5 or 6 lines retreating away through the water.
I'll
moving not towards the boat but away.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, if they're moving away, I was gonna just sort of light up the end of the mace and sort of wave it at the people who might be able to see it on the boat, and just sort of like eyeballs over here, stuff from the water. If you can see me.
Oh, they don't seem to notice it. They are very intent on trying to get that boat down, and to you guys, like, they don't seem to notice. Like, they seem to have gone like, we need to get the fuck over there mode.
All right. Well, they're lowering into waters that have Swahagan in it, so hopefully they're armed and ready to square up if need be. Doesn't look like they're gonna have to, but
yeah.
There you go.
I would not have given that if it was a natural 20. What's up?
I'd like to search all the bodies, take one of their javelin holders, and also take any like weapons or anything that could be used against us from the 2 that are alive while I'm searching.
Sure. Roll an investigation check.
That is a 15.
15. I mean, it's not terribly like difficult. Going through these guys, they didn't seem to have like extraneous possessions. Mostly, like I said, they have these like leather and other, like, it seemed like not like the leather you're familiar with, not like from a mammal of any kind, but it's similar to kind of how you guys saw Oceanus's armor originally. It looks similar to what you might be familiar with, but definitely not made out of the same stuff that you would know it as. It's much more maybe rubbery and slimy of these straps that are holding on these pieces of just kind of thrown together almost bits of armor that are made more out of like natural bits and bobs from the ocean than any kind of worked material. I would say between the 4 of them, you've got the javelins that you already found. Each of them also seem to be armed with a dagger that is in the style of more of like a sharpened, like jagged wrapped on pieces of driftwood of really just solid coral that they're like kind of obsidian-esque in that they probably don't look super sturdy, but they're sharp as a bitch.
I would like to take one of those.
By all
just
means.
For novelty's sake.
Sure. One of them is scorched. Actually, I'm so sorry. I forgot you burnt him to cinders. Take 2 more spears off, javelins off. That one was not particularly usable, but due to necrotic, or not necrotic, but at regular
straight
burning.
Up fire.
Regular burning.
Yeah.
You did way over the HP he had left, so it did bad things to his equipment. Outside of that, you don't seem to note any personal belongings or items of note. They were lightly armored, lightly equipped. I'd say with a bit of history with training with the town guard and stuff, especially in Seaton, which is fairly militaristic, they seem equipped like scouts.
Okay. What do you call the thing that you would put javelins in?
A javelin sheath. I don't know.
Okay.
A javelin holder. You have
Quiver.
one of them. Yeah, javelin quiver. I don't care. Call it what you want. Make up a name.
I'm going with quiver.
Coward.
I'm gonna say fancy sea quiver. There we go.
Fancy sea quiver. Sure. You have a fancy sea quiver and 8 javelins that are similarly just kind of vaguely oceany. Like they don't look like normal.
I will grab the 3 remaining daggers and put them in my bag for right now. Deal with it later.
Sounds good.
What the hell does Swahagan speak anyway? Y'all know?
Maybe Oceanus. Do you know?
Oh, she just kind of looks at you guys. Looks at the ones that are unconscious. Like,
Oh hell, maybe
nothing,
somebody in Saltmarsh
nothing
will know.
I speak. I mean, they clearly speak to each other, but I have no idea what that means. We've never tried to talk to them. We killed them, they kill us.
Julian, didn't you know about Swahagan? What they speak?
Would that? I think it was like a 16 or something that I.
That was
rolled
trying
on
to
my knowledge
recognize
history.
them. This would be
Yeah, this was like 2 sessions ago.
about your knowledge of Sahuagin in general.
Yeah, I got a 16 on my knowledge history to know anything about him.
If I recall
think.
correctly, you had you had like general knowledge of them as like
Yeah, surface
like
level
kind of
knowledge.
like myths and like things that they are dangers. You hadn't really seen any of them yourself. So
Yeah,
like,
no, you rolled. I had like surface level.
yeah, you had
knowledge.
surface level. Like you knew they were around and you knew where they were dangerous. I would say no, you do not know what they speak.
Well,
They don't speak fire, that's for sure.
I just kind of give Julian a look like, yep,
Glue.
all right.
Glue just kind of looks at him and looks over at Julian and like,
Big
Uh-huh.
shit-eating grin.
things that are wet usually don't.
We can try
Right.
again just in case.
Let's not just jump right into setting more creatures on fire.
How long does
Last
sleep
time
last?
we just do what?
How long does sleep last?
Let me look.
Let's see. We want to move from.
Last a minute.
All right.
I mean, it legitimately puts them to sleep, but
Right.
after a
Yeah,
minute,
but
they
after
can
a-
just get normally woken up. Yeah.
Right. They are both in extreme amounts of pain. So, and it's definitely been about a minute by this juncture, and you're starting to hear like growling, snarling noises as they start to rouse and realize they are bound.
I will attempt to cycle through the languages I know to speak to them, which is Common, Draconic, Gnomish, and Goblin.
You just go and just pause after each like hello in each language. Nothing.
Yeah, just
Absolutely nothing. No response aside from aggressive noises.
Aggressive noises.
That's about as best you guys can gather from these guys.
I feel fairly certain they don't speak halfling, so.
Well, I'm not going to be any help with
feel-
these ones, unlike the
like you
lizard
can
folk.
intuit that. Bart. What's your intelligence?
My intelligence is a +1, 13.
Yeah, just like odds are not great. So you don't
Yeah, not too good. Yeah, I guess from there we're like, well, I guess let's get him on the dinghy, and isn't that what it's called? Rowboat dinghy.
I think
Someone
that's
called
what
it a dinghy. Is that like
It's
an
a dinghy
innuendo?
now.
Is that what that's from?
What?
Is that an innuendo?
I don't know.
No, I think that's what they're called.
I also don't know. Says
I
Ned.
think they're called.
Julian, that mean a dinghy? Is that supposed to be an innuendo? Where's that come from?
I don't think so.
It just seems like, anyway, it's not important. Let's just get him in the rowboat, whatever dinghy.
rowboat.
Yep.
Okay.
Suddenly made dinghy a way more uncomfortable term for him than it ever needed to be.
Good.
Just unceremoniously dragging the Sawhagen across the sand over to the rowboat,
It is
whistling.
thrashing at this juncture. What are you dragging it by? Out of curiosity. Also, how did you guys tie these guys up?
Hogtied him.
Hogtied? Okay.
So probably grabbing him by the rope bundle and just
Okay. Just making sure.
pulling.
Making sure you weren't like trying to get him like near the mouth.
Fighting, I just stepped on his head a few times.
So you can kill him.
you might want to be a little bit more gentle with these ones. They seem a little cut.
I yeet him into the rowboat.
The rowboat is
Might be
not
a
quite
little
there. It's about halfway to you guys by this point.
I wait, and then when it gets here, I yeet him into the rowboat.
Hell,
Well,
can these things breathe for too long outside of water? I don't know how this works.
we have barrel seawater on the ship.
Oh,
so
Oceanus, does Sawhagen breathe here? How's that work? They look like fish people.
You turn around and he's cutting their throats.
He's like looking at him. I'll give him a roll, I guess. Let's see here.
Hey, oh shit, oh shit.
I mean, worst comes to worst, we can take
Sushi.
at the very least bodies back to Saltmarsh so they know what they're going to be fighting against.
Yeah. He just kind of looks at
Try
him
to
and he
keep
goes,
though.
I mean, they probably need to be in water occasionally. I couldn't tell you how frequently, but
They'll be fine.
they are fish people.
I was just kind of, just let them dip in the water now, and they'll just be out of land when they get on the boat. I mean, they're hogtied; they're not going anywhere. So it's just like their limbs sticking out of the water, just in the edge.
Dunk them like a fucking cookie into milk. Just
Okay.
Right. I guess that's good enough. I don't know.
Gloob, do they look adequately hydrated?
Only they just came out of the damn water. I'd imagine so.
Okay, they look pretty moist still.
All right.
And they were just
good.
like they look moist. They literally have been out of the water for like less than 10 minutes, so
That wet ass slugging.
that wasp baby.
Oh, we can keep them in the place that we found our friend Oceanus for the return back. They don't
He
seem
just
like
kind
they
of
want
nods,
to kill
is
each
like,
other.
seems like a good idea to me.
And we can just bring a bucket
Shrugs.
of
They are not
water for
nice
each
at
of-
all. They just kill things. No talking
Well.
to them.
Well, all right. Maybe we'll find out somebody who can, and if not, well, I mean,
information never hurts.
yeah, it worked last time, kind of. I mean, we got paid and got another job that we're going to get paid for, so in a completely cynical manner, it's within our own best interest to keep these alive because it might mean another payday.
That's true. Also, I mean, worst comes to worst, and I don't want this to happen. But if they do die, somebody can, I don't know, figure out how they work and figure out a best way to fight them.
I think stabbing works pretty good.
Ours is a pretty good one, too.
Yeah.
Okay. By this time, I will say the boat is pulling up, and they're like, "Oh, hey, yo!" Hey. They're looking and like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah,
Are
there
you
were some
guys?
Sawhagen
Are
here.
you guys?
Make
Okay?
room.
We got a couple of them. They're bitey. Be
Shit.
careful.
They're like, "Whoa!" One of them has an oar, and he looks like he's about to smack the shit out of it. Like he's like raised
Whoa,
up
here,
above.
hold on now.
Julian,
If it
They
bites you,
can't-
let him have it.
you can't just throw the bitey
Yeah,
creatures
there's like fucking
at the ship members.
a couple of them like jumped off the dinghy like into the shallows of the water. They're like thigh deep. Like, oh fucking hell. There's one Sawhagen who is currently thrashing around trying to bite people in the dinghy. Courtesy of one Julian.
Let him
This is
just
gonna be
leave
like-
the good old-fashioned way.
No, let me don't mess with them. Just let them. They'll tire out eventually. Just let them bite. jaw's gonna get worn out pretty soon.
You know a lot about wearing out your jaw there, Bart.
Oh yeah, a lot of corn on the cob back in my place.
I
That was
mean,
that was a, that was a sailor. It's kind of a comment like you know a lot about that. Huh? Chuckling
worst
himself.
comes to worst, we can tie their mouth shut, but
Y'all are making this more complicated than it needs to be.
Well, hell, I just want some answers. These are scouts coming from somewhere. They got like a what they call it, like a board base or whatever. If we can find out where that's at, that might be more negotiating information for the lizard folk. I'm
Oh, I
all
didn't
about
say
sweet
kill him.
deal. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm not a big fan of torture.
I just meant for transport. Giving him a
talking
nap.
about torture. I'm just saying
We can't even talk to them, so
to gag them just to make sure that they don't bite the crew, because crew's our responsibility.
I'm going
to keep them safe.
sigh and then beat the one in the boat with the flat of my sword until it's unconscious.
Wait, well,
Julian,
I choose to deal non-lethal damage.
Sure.
We've already been through this, Julian. We don't beat the hog-tied prisoners.
Customers, what?
Customers.
I would like to not get our crew bitten. I would like to not get the crew bitten.
Then let me tie the mouth up, make you feel safe.
I will say you get one attack off first, so I would like to know the results of an attack roll.
That is a nat 20.
God damn.
Roll critical non-lethal damage.
Oh, he's out.
Non-lethal critical damage.
You said you were trying to not kill them. You said you're trying to do non-lethal damage. So I'll give it to you.
It is an 8 and a 7. Plus 3.
Jesus.
You just like, as it goes to like snap at something, you just bring the pommel of your hilt down like right on like behind its jaw, and just you hear a crunch, and it just fucking collapses. As you're like, what? Bam! like what's the problem?
Oh, no more biting.
He
says, gesturing at the Sahuagin.
You're not familiar with Sahuagin anatomy. Its jaw looks very broken.
That sucks.
And now it can't talk if we find somebody who can talk with it. I'm sure we can fix that later. I'm going to, the best I can, try to rope the other one. I didn't roll for anything in particular. Just rolled the dice again and got a 20. I love these fucking new dice.
That sounds like you're wasting your natural 20s, dog. There's about to be a like fucking rash of bad rolls coming up here in the near future. I can sense it. That's always how it goes. You're like, man, I'm rolling so good. Oh, that's like 4 ones in a row.
God. And those are on death saving.
Oh god, yeah, I'm dead. Oh shit.
You're all these nat 20 perception checks when there are no immediate threats nearby.
Yeah, let's
get out of here before we come back.
Roll a dexterity check for me, Jakob, to like successfully like wrap it up without getting fingers taken off.
19.
Okay, yeah, easily enough. You're like getting it on the side, like Ned and Oceanus come and help you kind of like hold it still as you just kind of. Its jaw. It looks like you know those what is it like the fucking like in old shows and cartoons where they have like the ice packs being held on the side of your mouth by the big like
for the toothache.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that but with rope.
Okay.
And just completely holding its mouth shut.
You've muzzled the swine.
Kind of. It's like
they got pretty big heads. Anyway, let's get back to the boat. Yeah. The lizard folk are supposed to be here sometime later. Shit.
Yeah.
What time is it?
By this point, so by the time y'all left, took you guys about 2 hours to get here. I'll say y'all left probably around 9. It's by the time you guys get them loaded up, and you've done all your talking, and you get them all the way over there. You're closing on 1 o'clock. Or closing on like 12, closing on around noon.
Oh heck, should somebody stay behind and greet them when they get here?
Well, I can do that.
I can swim, so I'll just chill here.
Okay.
Sure.
You got any snacks?
I mean, we're gonna need the dinghy anyway for them to get out to the boat, and I speak Draconic.
They can also swim.
Do we know that?
Well, I figured a dinghy's polite. Hell, I don't know anything about their culture. They could be offended to think, how dare you think we need a boat?
I doubt a race of people that could swim would engage in warfare with another aquatic race.
I mean, I can't swim, and I'm about to do that apparently with all you
Yeah, we
folks.
have
So,
boats.
And these guys were up on
and
land when
that's
we came
why
to
I'm
fight them.
suggesting. Anyway, let's just get in the damn dinghy rowboat. Let's go.
I'm gonna eat a snack.
All right, I'll go on the rowboat and make sure that they're safely tucked into the prisoner compartment.
Eating a snack like code for taking a short rest.
I mean, I don't think we have
Is that
that
what
long,
that
but
means?
I mean,
I mean,
if we have that much
y'all
time,
were
I don't think we have
told
that much
the
time.
lizard folk would be catching up to you guys and joining you by mid-afternoon at the latest.
Oh, mid-afternoon.
Yes,
Okay.
mid-afternoon.
I somehow interpreted that as midday. My bad.
I did
Yeah,
too,
mid
exactly.
after.
So.
I may I may have misspoke, but I did mean about mid-afternoon at the latest.
Oh,
There
well, yeah,
was
fuck
a
that. I'll
lot of
swim back to the boat.
deliberation. Okay.
It's
So-
just like
Another
5
nat 20.
inches.
What the fuck? I'm not even for anything.
I'll say so. Y'all are. It's between mid-afternoon.
Next attack roll, nat 1.
No. Okay. So y'all are on the boat. Y'all easily enough get them over there. One of them is very unconscious. Let's actually. Okay, yeah, it's gonna take him a while to be awake. And the other one is tied up. Is anybody watching these guys by any chance? Like, what is?
Hell
are y'all
yeah, I'm
just
not gonna let
storing
him out
down
of
there?
sight.
Okay.
I'll sit there and eat my snack and tend my wounds while I keep an eye on, like, damn, that's crazy. Beef jerky.
Yeah.
Just gonna.
What's up?
Oh, I thought we were. Oh yeah. We're just gonna throw those bitches on the deck. Let them just sit out there in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
Just
I'm gonna go
let
ahead
him-
and move
let
our
'em bask in the
camera
sun a
back
little bit.
to our main screen.
Says the man who's against torture.
listen. They're only gonna be out there a little while.
Okay.
I
I'm not
will
trying
ensure
to
that they
torture.
get. I will ensure they get to the prisoners' compartment safely.
Yeah, I mean, if them being on the deck's torture, I don't know. I mean, if that's gonna hurt them, then let's bring them somewhere wet. I reckon.
All right. So y'all are up there. You get back easily enough. Like I said, by the time you guys get them all the way to the boat, closing on like 12 o'clock. Are y'all doing anything in particular while you wait, or y'all just sitting there and watching them?
I am eating a snack and tending my wounds.
Sure. Y'all
Read
all
as
easily
using an
enough.
HD.
If you would like, yes, if you guys would like to take a short rest, you can gain the benefits of a short rest while you wait, because it's about 3 hours until you guys see the lizard folk approaching the beach.
Do these two Swahagin look injured enough, like they would succumb to the injuries that they sustained without any type of treatment?
Probably. They are actively bleeding, and one of them got punched the fuck out.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I will I'll cast Goodberry, and I will force that shit into the side of their mouth with very dangerous
Like a
dangerous means.
get like a shish kebab stick and like a good berry lollipop. Just cram that shit in there.
Very lollipop.
I'm trying to think of what kind of role this should be. Because it's got to be contested. One of them's unconscious, actually, so you can just kind of
Mash that shit in there.
cram that down there. So it just kind of. It takes a second after you get it down there.
Oh,
it
19
wakes up.
plus things, whatever it is in the other
Yeah,
one.
I'm not sure what it was going to be. I was thinking like an athletics check maybe, because you're just kind of like trying to pry it down there. So easily enough, you get it down there. Like I said, what's your bonus to athletics?
+0.
+0? Okay. I'm giving him a con save to try to, like, spit it back up. The one that was awake.
He's got a bunch of stuff in his mouth.
Yeah, and
He's kind of pushing it past the.
he rolled an 8, dog. He also has his mouth, like, roped shut, man. So getting it in there wasn't particularly easy either.
Just shake him a little bit so it falls down his throat.
He's not
It's
like,
fine.
he's not a fucking baby. Like, what is
It's like a dog. You just kind of pinch the muzzle and then blow in the nose.
What's wrong with y'all? Do they have noses? I'm not sure.
I'm gonna bring them
They
a
do.
bucket
They're-
of water.
Man, can I just say
to
these
put the
things
room-
are fucking ugly.
Can a good berry be used as a suppository?
I don't want to have this
Okay, I'm gonna skip.
conversation.
Anywho, it seems like after you get it down there, it just kind of like seems to choke on it, the one that's awake, and its wounds seem to mostly like stop bleeding and not heal, but seem to kind of like scab up extra fast and seem like he's not actively losing blood anymore. Same can be said for the one that's unconscious, except it then becomes conscious and goes back to trying to very weakly bite at people because it has 1 hit point.
I will manifest the sword and gesture at the pommel of it. Like, I know it doesn't speak my language, but... Intimidation check.
It doesn't give a shit. Okay, roll an intimidation check for me.
16 plus... Where's my stuff?
I thought you were going to say 6 total.
No, 16 plus 5, so 21.
So 21. Okay, it seems less bitey because it is also very, like, its eyes are very, very, very unfocused right now. It might be a bit concussed.
Good work, team.
Concussed.
But yeah,
I'm
so
just-
they're there. They are awake. And what's that, Yakko? I'm sorry.
Just so I don't have to keep saying I'm bringing a bucket of water, but as long as they're alive, I'm going to keep bringing them a fresh bucket of seawater.
Okay. Roll a perception check for me.
7.
7. Seems you're doing pretty good.
I mean, we're all kind of around in the area. Would it be obvious that if they're like dying,
Like,
passive
passive perception.
By
notice,
the
like,
time y'all are sitting there and you've let the crew know to keep an eye out for the lizard folk, and they're like, "Hey, lizards ho!" And they approach.
lizards.
You see like a smaller group of lizard folk exiting the marsh in kind of the same area from the same area y'all did. They don't seem to be dying, but they seem to be breathing very heavily. Like kind of
Oh shit!
like that seems kind of like they're starting to have a hard time getting air.
does this boat have, like, a live well?
No, it does not.
I was going to ask, is there any empty buckets? Not buckets, barrels on the ship.
You would have
From
to
the-
empty them out. And they contain fresh water. That is your all's drinking water.
There's no other barrels with anything in them.
I'm trying to think of what all is on boats. Roll an
Well, they
investigation
had to
check
have
for
water for the past couple of days, right? There should be at least like one empty or mostly empty barrel.
Dunk 'em like a donut.
The 6.
a 6.
Yeah.
There appears to be a barrel that has been through your guys' 2 days of travel, plus like another day and a half of them just sitting on the ship that they have completely emptied. And yeah.
I would like to attempt to fill that up with some seawater to put in there, because I'm not
Dunk
giving them
them.
Gloob's barrel.
Dunk them. Dunk. Ocean.
Yeah.
Dunk.
While we're moving, I don't think that's going to be possible.
Rope. Dunk. Like a big fishing line.
Big ship, go. Water, go that way.
Okay,
Pull.
they'll get dragged. They'll still be in the water. You know what? Whatever. I'm gonna go meet the lizard folk. I honestly don't give a
Have
fuck.
fun.
And I'm going to jump off the boat and go swim to the beach.
Julian, you can't even. Oh shit! You don't even know how to speak Draconic.
I forgot.
Do I need to roll anything for the barrel?
Roll like you're getting some help after you express your what you're trying to do to some of the crew. Roll an athletic check with advantage,
Okay.
because they don't usually try to fill up these barrels just from the ocean when they're staying there. So y'all are kind of like taking some of the stuff you used to lower and raise the dinghy and make it like fit the side of this barrel.
Right.
17.
17. Yeah, I'll say with their assistance, it's awkward and like it seems to spill and y'all have to like lower it back down to make sure it's full enough again. But over the next 10 minutes, y'all are able to get it rigged up in such a way that you can get it down and fill it all the way back up. So you now have a barrel full of seawater.
I will attempt to bring it down to the prisoner compartment.
I was told you. Oh, you're just gonna take it down. Oh God, that's like a whole set of stairs.
They were on the deck, I thought.
Yeah, they're
I
on the
thought they were in
deck.
the prisoner compartment.
Y'all
No, they're just
initially
on the
have
deck.
left them on the deck. Is where they are currently located.
Oh, okay. Then I will attempt to dunk them on the deck, and then as we're moving them down to the prisoners compartment, try to figure out how to get the barrel of seawater down there.
Let's see if it works to begin with. I think that's step
true.
one.
I'll say you take like the one that has 1 hit point at this juncture and just pick him up, and he's kind of limp because he's having a hard time breathing, and he is very nearly unconscious and concussed. And you just kind of as the water kind of comes up over the sides because it's a very full barrel, and you hold him down there, and like you bring him out after just a second, and it doesn't seem to have been long enough, and you have to leave him. You try leaving him down there again, and you cut through over and over again. You kind of get the sense he needs to sit in there for a little bit, but no more than probably about 30 minutes. It looks like to where he has some extra time left, so to where he's kind of breathing more normally. He looks kind of vaguely
waterboarding the prisoners
waterboarded.
for their own good.
It's waterboarding.
That's so fucked up because that's where I was going with it as well. So, yikes. Yeah, he looks groggy and still concussed, but less heavy breath-wise. Just kind of just more of a I'm still in pain breathing instead of a I can't breathe breathing. Very different.
All right. A glorious success.
So,
How are you looking over there, Yakum? You all right? It's like you took a couple of hits in that fight.
Is this before or after the short rest?
this is by this point. This is after the short rest because it was 3 hours between when y'all got on here and when the Lizardfolk seemed to have arrived.
I just got a couple cuts and bruises, but nothing too bad.
All right. Well, here, have a berry if you need it.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, berry.
How much does the berry heal for?
Food.
You can keep it on your person and use it to heal 1 hit point or someone else, or you can just nom it and it'll give you 1 hit point. Yeah.
How long does it last for?
Forever. Or you mean
Does it?
how long does the berry last for?
Oh,
The
yeah.
berry will stay for 24 hours.
I was about to say, I was like, what fucking crack are you smoking?
I thought
Holy
you were
shit.
asking like how long does the healing last for? I'm like,
yeah.
it just heals you.
Right.
I'll eat the berry.
You heal for 1 hit point and feel well fed. 'Cause I believe
Here.
that's the other effect of good berries, right?
Yeah.
They're like filling. You're like, wow, that's a very filling blueberry. Like, woo. Nice.
Here, you can have another one just in case something happens. But
Thank you.
You can eat 3 square meals, or you can have this one berry.
I don't think it fills you for the whole day, does it? I thought it was more of like a replacement of a meal. That's fucking crazy.
it might.
I have subsisted off of good berries. Good berries should just ruin the economy. What the fuck? Who needs farms? Just have a bunch of people cast good berry. Like,
That's
here you
why in
go.
survival campaigns, they're
It's
usually
enough
known.
nourishment to sustain a creature for 1 day.
Wow. Holy Christ. You
Turns
feel
out they
very
just
full.
taste like absolute dick.
It depends. Like you ate
Well,
it.
no,
You
that's
actually
not
feel kind of
true.
overly full because you did eat breakfast and you just feel like you ate 3 meals at once. You're like, you feel kind of bloated. Like,
In Eberron, they had good berry wine, so
That's
it must not
horrifying.
taste too bad.
I was at
We have some in that campaign.
Oh yeah, that's the healing line we have. Is that what that
Yeah.
is? I'm just
Yeah.
saying we had a druid in another campaign who he flavored his good berries because he's a spore druid as being nasty fungus. So you can do what you want with your good berry, I guess.
It feels very homely. Very well.
Players who flavor their spells go to heaven.
Indeed. So, anywho,
Oh.
in the time that you're still dunking the first one, trying to figure out how long they have to stay in there to be adequately not dry, by the time, Julian, you have a solid swim speed. You get out your little person motorboat across the water.
We're being very cartoony today.
Hey, it's what I'm good at bullshitting. So you get over there as the lizard folk are approaching the rest of the way out there, you see one of the more well-armored and a little more finely dressed. Like, you kind of note some accoutrement that may have some kind of rank associated with them, as well as Oshraku and Drazuk off to either side of him, flanking him.
I will gesture to Oshraku and Joswick.
Who? Drazwick? Who the fuck?
Is that his name?
Drazuk.
Drazik.
Drazuk. Zook.
Drazuk.
So you there. But anywho,
Like,
other dude, it just kind of looks at you. He's
like,
nods.
Anyone here speak common? Anyone? No?
Eyes
All
on
right.
the lead one narrow a bit, and like, I wouldn't be very useful if I couldn't speak common.
Oh, that is the best news today. All right. Right this way.
Just like looks over to Shraka and Drazuk, and they're just like hands up, like, you get used to him. And they
have no idea what I'm saying.
No, they don't. But he just kind of like mutters to them in, rasping, hissing noises as they communicate amongst themselves. Yeah, they're like, okay, sure. Lead on. And
Oh, no, keep an eye out. We just killed a bunch of Swaggin
look over their
a couple
shoulder.
hours ago.
Look over their shoulder. I see. That doesn't bode well if it's this close to the tribe. Come, we must hurry.
Alright. And off we go. I show him the little ladder to get up into the boat.
You have your little feety kicks, and they are like doing their weird lizard, like side to side through the water. Little feety kicks.
I swim like a shark.
You like doggy paddle a little bit in the front. You're like, It's a very efficient doggy paddle.
Apparently, I swim like an incredibly swift Labrador.
Maybe that's why you failed. That's why they tossed you out. They're like, he's swims stupid. I can't do this. We can't use this guy.
I just feel bad for him at this point.
And so they fucking slit his throat. They're like, nah. Toss. Jesus.
All right.
That's
But yeah, I
canon
showed him the
now.
little ladder on how to get up to the
You
boat.
swim like a dumbass. It's. I joke mostly. I mostly joke. We'll find Dark Julian at some point, and that's how he'll swim. He'll be your horrifying opposite. Anywho, y'all easily get over there.
I show them the ladder, and we go.
You guys get up the ladder. Drazuk and Ashraku let out an audible sigh as they get on the deck.
They probably don't like this boat.
Back on this fucking boat. Yeah, you kind of gather that. Yeah, and fucking Jakob is dunking.
Oh.
Dude, holding on.
Hey.
Hey, guys!
Waterboarding the Swaggin with
Looking at him. Immediately
Casual
upon
work
seeing
time.
2 Swahagan on board, all Lizardfolk reach for their weapons.
I don't stop.
Just fucking
Wait,
murder.
wait, hold on
Murder
a
on my
second now.
mind.
We got a couple of prisoners that. Oh shit! Can he understand me?
Yeah, this one speaks
It
common.
just squints intensely.
Hey man, it's been a friend. It's been a time. I'm not used to language barriers, and I appreciate your aptitude at properly negotiating. In any case, we got a couple of prisoners, and I don't know how many languages you may or may not know, but do you know what languages Swahagan speak?
Presumably something called Swahagan. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I have
That's in li-
never met anything else that speaks the same way they do.
That's enlightening, I guess. Thank you for your input. Well, maybe we can ask around when we get back to Saltmarsh.
He looks
Who
doubtful.
knows?
There is doubt in the lizard face.
And we're bringing them back because the people in Saltmarsh, I can't imagine, have really interacted with them too often. So they might need to know what they look like,
And survive.
what their enemy looks like.
We'll point them out and be like, this is the horrifying shit we're trying to fight in the ocean. This is why we should work with the lizard folk.
Sploosh.
Maybe
Florida.
maybe some they could get some mage or wizard or something to come down and read his mind to find out where they're at or something. I don't
You
know.
can do that?
I don't know. I've heard all kinds of stories of stuff you can do with magic.
The lizard looks
Don't like that
intrigued.
idea.
I heard this time this guy got turned into a dove.
What? All
That
right.
sounds
Very
like
strange story.
bullshit.
That's the lizard person
Yep.
says that?
Casual war crimes, oh lord.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah, there have been quite some tales. I mean, heard turning people to stone, but not too much doves. Heard there were some shape shifting folk around. But anyway, let's get the hell on. I was gonna say on the road, but we're on the boat in the open waters.
And the big one, I say the bigger one, the one that looks more in charge. Yes. How long ago did you say you fought these?
A little before noon.
Yeah, a few hours ago. They did have people that retreated. They kind of scurried off in the water. I mean, more might be coming, but I mean, hey.
I would suggest a heavy guard if you took prisoners.
All right.
All right.
And if some escaped.
Right. They never came up out of the water. They wised up a little bit to their survival rate.
And what is your name? I know Druzak and Oshraku, but I don't think I've had the pleasure of knowing your name, sir.
I am Sub-Chief Krashnil.
How is that spelled?
Krashnil.
Apostrophe?
If you want. I didn't think about it. I spell phonetically.
Okay.
Well, we should probably also get underway so we can put some distance between wherever the Swohagen are and where we fought them.
What? How do you spell this?
Krashnil.
The new one?
As it sounds. Krashnil. And because can't I feel like I'm being peer pressured to be fancy. There's an apostrophe after the KRA.
Oh. All right, and between Druzak and Ashraku, which one was the one that told us all the information?
Oshraku.
The second. All right. I didn't take notes on our NPCs earlier. I know I should have.
Stupid.
Okay, so put coward next to that one? I'm kidding.
God damn.
I will say, he seemed to be the one that was deferred to, even after the fact.
Well, all right. It's a pleasure meeting you, Krashnil. Make yourself at home.
Grunt.
I'm not very wise in the ways of bridging cultures and stuff. I know that's a little bit more your profession and being a more authority figure. If I do something to piss you off, just tell me and I won't do it anymore. It's as simple as that. I'm not trying to step on any toes.
And
So
same
Stephanie
goes
looks
for the
down at his
crew.
feet, but
Or any claws or whatever. I sometimes say dumb shit and we're cool.
Not as much as Ned, though.
I will keep that in mind. Ned's just like fucking hanging out somewhere. He is not on the deck currently.
He's just hanging out somewhere.
Yeah,
away
he
from
said
the scene.
something earlier about going to take a nap. Like,
I would like to carry,
Okay.
after I'm done dunking, I'd like to carry, just dunk on them, carry both of them like shopping bags down the stairs
Roll a
into
strength
the
check.
crew compartment.
Yeah,
Or,
I will
not
go
into
on
the
record as saying these guys are each like 6 feet tall.
All right, then it's probably gonna be one.
So Hagen are big apparently.
Yeah,
I dare you to let me carry one down.
that's a 14 in them. Unless you're grabbing the other one while I'm downstairs, I'm not gonna let you grab them after you beat them.
I'll say you're able to carry one of them, not elegantly, but you get him down there. You drop him a little bit a couple times. And you're like, ooh shit.
You know, a
The one
couple of
that's
whoopsies going down those stairs make them way more amenable.
this one is still vaguely concussed, so he's not
The
much
other
of a
one's
fighter
one
right
hit
now.
point.
Yeah, he's sitting there with his
Like,
1
oh,
HP.
this one likes being carried. He fell asleep along the way. That's crazy.
You kind of drag him, and his legs are like dunk, dunk, dunk as you get him down there. But you're able to get him down and just kind of chuck him into the compartment. And
he's sleeping.
he is like there might be a little foam at the mouth. You're not sure. There might be some brain damage. He smacked the shit out of him.
It's fair.
I gotta point at the right person. You smacked the shit out of him.
Yeah. See, that was the most important critical hit of my life.
You want to talk about casual war crimes? Prisoner.
I don't.
Bludgeon.
I also want to get the bucket downstairs if I can.
That is a barrel.
The barrel, yeah.
Are you asking for help?
I would like to ask some of the sailors, or if Julian or Bart want to help me.
They're narrow stairs, so you can get one person to help you.
I will ask a sailor to help me.
It ain't me, Chief.
Okay, that's easy enough. One of the bigger sailors is like, looks at the barrel, and like at the Sahuagin who you spent an hour dunking each of them to make them decently hydrated before hauling them down the stairs. He's like, okay. He comes over and he starts to help you. You get to roll a straight strength roll.
Ha! That's a 20.
20 total?
Yeah.
Okay. You only slosh some of the water as you go down the stairs.
Nice.
So it still seems to be like 2/3 full by the time you get it down, between dunking them aggressively in and out of the water and it sloshing around as you went down the stairs.
It's not so bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. That was a good roll. That was solid. So you get it down there.
So rest of the voyage, like anytime I'm on guard, or I'll talk with the party. If they hear them like rasping or sound like they can't breathe, dunk them in the water for like 30 minutes each.
Leave them in there for a bit.
It's like one of those sponges you get in the pills.
How does suffocation work again? What is it? Times your total con that you can survive without air? Or is
Wait
it
a minute,
minutes
do they
time your
not-
constitution modifier? I'm just curious. Don't worry about
Do
it.
they not breathe water? I thought like you breathe water.
Yeah,
That's 'cause we're keeping them out of water.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
That wasn't why I was asking. Okay. So I will say, so y'all finish dunkifying, utilizing the scientific method to figure out how long the Sahuagin need to be submerged in the water to be sufficiently hydrated.
I get flashbacks when I see you with a notepad and narrow my eyes.
That's fucked up. But y'all wrap that up, and as you guys are getting everything down there, the crew is preparing everything to leave. I will say it probably takes the hour of you finishing up your discovery of Sahuagin science and getting them down the stairs before you guys begin to get underway. So it's probably at this juncture, it's now probably closed on 5 o'clock. Or 4 o'clock, I'm sorry, because it was about 12, took 3 hours for them to get here. So little after 4 o'clock as you guys are beginning to get underway. And as you pull off. Yes.
Join the crew for all boat operations during the voyage.
Sure. Roll a general ship check for me. For this first afternoon of sailing.
Be a 19.
Sure. You perform like you've been on boats before. You know what you're doing. Once again, comfortably falling in with the rest of the crew who just seem to be happy to have an extra pair of hands to do work that they don't want to do. So, y'all set off into the beginning to set sun. It's well past noon at this juncture. That, I believe, is where we are going to go ahead and take our break. It's a good stopping point. Yay! Y'all are just really vehement about taking prisoners of your enemies. This is very exciting.
That was a good idea.
Sure.
I mean, I don't
What
think
is this,
it's probably
y'all?
a good idea with Sahuagin, but I mean, maybe somebody can talk to him.
I mean, you don't
Bart-
necessarily.
Bart
doesn't
doesn't know.
necessarily know. Yeah.
Bart has no fucking
Right.
clue.
Right. But anywho, yeah, we're gonna go real quick. Use the bathroom, get drinks, beverages, food, whatever. If you need any snacks,
Yeah.
recommend those who are viewing do the same. Thank y'all for coming out here and hanging out with us and watching us do some D&D things. If you haven't dropped a follow already, drop a follow. We'd appreciate it. But don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a bit. Hopefully, Gloob will be here. We'll see. I'm kind of hoping that he'll be here by then. I want to see him interact with these guys, especially after their just absolute weirdness of dunking them. But yeah, so we'll be back in a bit. Return,
Take it
stick
easy.
around, go do your thing as well. We'll be right back. Bye. And we're back. Hello.
Hello.
Plus one Gloob this time, whose
Uh-oh.
camera is fucked up. God damn it.
Uh-oh.
Gonna
Oh.
do a little. There we go. Bam. Apparently the edits I made to your camera last time changed so that they weren't necessary now, so I just had to revert the change I made last time. But anyway, we return plus our frog for the evening. But yeah, so last we left off, everybody. Welcome back. First of all, welcome Jones to the middle of whatever this is.
Thanks for having me, guys.
You will find out, I guess, after we really get back going. But anywho, as we left our heroes, they have departed from the Lizardfolk lair with the intent of delivering an emissary of the Lizardfolk. On their way back to the ship, right as they got to the beaches, to the waters, they could see the ship. They encountered four what they identified to be Sahuagin scouts, who attacked them before being mercilessly annihilated by several well-placed bow shots from Julian and Gloob, as well as Jakob laying the smackdown with the great sword. And they got slapped up pretty good before two of them on death's door being put to sleep by Bart so that they could be taken prisoner. They transported them in more or less sound condition to the boat. No thanks to Julian and his efforts, before waiting on the Lizardfolk emissaries who they had been told would arrive no later than by late afternoon to board the ship with them. While they waited, they discovered that Sahuagin do indeed need water to not die, and their solution became to get a big ass barrel of seawater onto the deck, where Jakob proceeded to figure out how long they needed to be submerged by repeatedly dunking them into the barrel, and then pulling them out until he figured out it was about 30 minutes that they needed to be not suffocating anymore. And they stowed them down below in this kind of secret holding cells that they had discovered originally when they first took hold of this boat, as well as stowing the barrel of water down there with minimal loss of water before heaving ho and beginning their journey back to Saltmarsh. So, gentlemen, as y'all set out, like I said, it's about 4 o'clock. Y'all are getting probably... the weather is actually incredibly fine today, and the wind is in your favor, and you're making pretty strong amounts of advancement, of forward motion in the direction of Saltmarsh for about the 4 or so hours that you guys will be able to safely sail before the sun has well and truly set. Is there anything you guys would like to do in the meantime as you're sailing?
I'd like to find out what our lizard folks like to eat.
Seems to be more of the same. Druzak and Oshraku have had your cooking before and seem to be fans, and Krushnil seems to have been informed of your expertise.
You just look away for a second, look back, and he's standing there with a fork and a knife and like a handkerchief around his neck, just like instantaneous.
Dear God, where is the handkerchief going? They don't wear shirts.
It's stuffed under some scales.
Okay. Actually, this guy does wear actual armor, so
I'm
Is it
gonna
scale
make
mail?
sure
Ish.
our prisoners are thoroughly hydrated.
You sit down there, and it seems like approximately, like, give or take, like 4-ish hours before they start to be the heavy and you proceed to dunk them for half an hour each in the water again.
Nice.
They're still pretty fucked up, so they don't have much in the way of resistance, and they like breathing. So
Are we not just keeping them in barrels?
We
y'all
only
had
had
one free barrel because
We only
Yak
have one
rolled
barrel.
a 6.
I suggested we just swap them out every half an hour, but it's what it is. What it is.
What? Far be it for me to be the moral compass, but it seems pretty shitty to just let one just slowly suffocate and then give them a quick dunk.
We'll leave
Whoa.
them in there
It'd be
for a
more
few
humane
minutes.
just to dump them off the side of the ship or just kill them. My 2 cents.
We took
I
them
gesture at Gloob.
We took them prisoner because we might need information. Somebody in Saltmarsh might be able to talk to them, and if they die, worst comes to worst, we have more information on their anatomy. And I'm also keeping them I'm keeping them hydrated. Once I hear that they're having difficulty breathing, I'm putting them in the water and
That's kind of my problem, is that last part. But we only need one prisoner, right? Just one.
well, they're both alive. Unless you're saying we should just summarily execute one of them.
Or just toss him overboard. He's not keeping up with the boat by swimming. And from what I saw, those guys aren't looking too hot anyways.
Right.
Can we cram them both in the barrel?
He said that they were like 6 feet tall, so I'm just gonna probably
these are
keep
big
the
guys.
negatory.
I mean, just head first. Their legs can stick out or whatever.
Well, I was just saying maybe we could just put one in a barrel and then do away with the other one.
I mean, if you
Right,
want, Glue,
but-
you can give up your barrel, and then we'd have 2 barrels.
My barrel? Did I have a barrel? Do
I
have
got
a
you a
barrel?
barrel.
You had, I
like,
believe,
before
you
we
had
left.
a barrel. That was
Is it
one
a
of the things-
full-size barrel?
Same size as.
Same size as the one they're in?
Yeah.
Sure.
I just didn't
Yeah.
want to. Okay, then.
Just-
There we go!
Just
I
take mine then.
appreciate it.
Far more important matters are at hand, however. What's for dinner?
This is...
Jesus Christ.
Well, I don't really think that's more important than the lives of a couple of living, breathing things. And I do agree it's not the best situation to have to dunk them in and out. But
Well, I wasn't saying execute them.
yeah, I feel bad for them. But that's also tempered with them trying to murder the crap out of us. So
It's
I mean,
just also sometimes better to put something out of its misery rather than let it slowly suffocate and then... I mean,
not letting them suffocate. I know it's rough, but
yeah, kinda are.
they're still
I mean,
alive.
Suffocated implies that they're eventually going to die, but we're ensuring that they aren't. And, I mean, it's kind of a moot point now
Regardless,
that you've given up your
it-
barrel. So.
Yeah, it wasn't an advantageous situation, but now it's taken care of. So
Oh,
I
see,
appreciate
I
your-
didn't. Sorry, go ahead.
I appreciate you helping out.
Of course.
I didn't want to say, like, we're going to take Gloob's thing while you weren't here. So I wasn't sure.
You're a kind
Oh.
man.
Sorry, I just have these spells where I just kind of tune out sometimes. It's my bad.
Yeah, I've got those a lot. Once a month.
Yeah, yours happen on different days than mine, but it happens. Anyways, yeah, take my barrel down there. It's fine. I'll just, if it worst comes to worst, I'll just tie a rope to myself and just kind of drift with the boat.
All right.
I heard there's some pretty fast boats down south where they get on the back with the rope and they just get on these boards and they like try to ride the waves. But
What?
That sounds a little silly. Why would somebody do that?
for
Wait,
fun.
so they just go out on the board and they just sit on the board?
And the boat pulls.
Oh,
I'm gonna go back upstairs. Let me know what's for dinner later.
There's shark people out there like Julian. Why would you want to do that?
They spit me back out pretty quickly.
That's fair.
I will tell.
All right.
We all started talking again.
I was just going to tell Julian that we're going to have a nice spicy swamp meatloaf. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, some extra spice to it.
If you're cooking, it works for me.
Nice mixed meat medley.
Thumbs up as I go upstairs.
Did we get any gator meat off the
I
gator?
don't think you did.
No, we are kind of dying at the time.
Y'all were in a bit of a hurry. Y'all had other problems, if I recall.
Well, we did
Get
get like 2 meaty claws,
You
right?
got
you
its
got
feet. You got. Oh yeah, you have
one.
1 foot.
Yeah, I don't want to eat gator foot. Just throwing that out there.
Ain't nobody eating my trophy. Fuck off.
Well, you don't need the meat to have it taxidermy. I'm just saying.
It's true.
Oh well. I would gnaw on it if you let me, but
So I will try to, if the sailor that helped me before is not busy, I will ask for his assistance once again to bring the barrel down.
Oh, he was the dude who helped you get it down in the first place.
Yeah, the second barrel.
Oh, the second barrel? Sure, roll another straight strength check.
I would assume mine would already be downstairs, right?
Alright, depends where were you sleeping.
I would assume I'd be sleeping.
There were 4 cabins. There were 2 up top, 2 down below.
You determine what this means. The first one. I just rolled a d4. I don't know.
First one, I labeled them 1, 2, 3, 4 up top, so you had the captain's cabin.
Sure. I'm
So it was
sleeping
up-
in the captain's cabin with someone. I'm just picking up a barrel.
Right.
16.
16. I won't say it completely fails, but getting it down the stairs, you slosh probably 2/3 of the water out.
Okay.
You guys are getting it down, and you just kind of like you're holding up, you're like, oh, and just all that just whoosh down there. So it's about 1/3 full of seawater right now. I was assuming you tried to fill it up all the way, but you could say you didn't. Either way, it would have about that much water in it.
I mean, worst comes to worst, I can just try to fill it with a bucket from...
Yeah, I was about to say, I'll just assist you. While y'all are doing that, I'll go ahead and start getting some buckets up from the water and bringing them down to you guys.
I'll say over the course of 4 hours, y'all can easily have refilled them if you're just running buckets up and down. 4 or 5 hours of y'all sailing.
That'll be like a 3 or 4 gallon bucket. That'll be like 10 trips.
Yeah, y'all just go at like teamwork. The power of teamwork is strong. The sailor stops helping you after getting the barrel down because he has a job on the rest of the boat. I
didn't make it. I tried to mute my mic. I'm sorry.
You're good. But he returns about over the course of about the next 4 hours that you guys are actually able to sail as the sun is steadily sinking farther and farther down on the horizon. Y'all are able to fill those buckets back up. Give the Sahuagin another good dunk apiece to keep them from suffocating. Unless were y'all planning to just stick them in the barrels?
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Okay, so they're now just Sahuagin just submerged in each barrel, hog tied.
Just like legs sticking out.
Nah, I'm gonna keep like. Is there noticeable gills anywhere? Because if
I'd say so. They're mostly aquatic, so they have their little gills right there on the side of those weird kind of like long necks that they have.
You put them face down, they can't communicate as easily.
I don't want to put them upside down because, I mean, naturally things aren't meant to work upside down. So
you can breathe just fine upside down, can't you?
Yes, but if you're left upside down for multiple hours, you will eventually pass out and die.
Would Yakum know that? I'm just curious. I don't want to like a straight.
I mean, I feel like Yakum can put like everything I've seen in my life except for bats and that way up.
Not to hold this conversation over, just so we can get on past it. Are they bound? Are they?
Yes, they are hog tied. The both of them.
Okay. Well, we just like here's your water, or like water, and then just set them in and then let them situate themselves. It's a like a 50-gallon barrel, right?
These are big barrels.
Let them situate themselves how they want to.
I mean, would they have room to move around in them?
Ish. They're big, but those are very big barrels. It's not going to be like, they're not like laying down on the bottom, but they have like enough room to kind of wiggle if they're being left to their own devices.
Okay, I mean, as long as if something's wrong, they can fix it themselves.
These aren't very form-fitting.
Okay.
It's not very slimming. Kind of makes you a bit bloated. But yeah. Okay, there are now 2 Swaggin just in barrels. Alright. Very, very well.
Swap it out with olive oil. We'll have some sardine.
I'm about to say they're
Very
already
big
like
sardines.
self pickling. Let's add some vinegar to the saltwater brine.
What?
I would like to take some time after I help Jakob with the buckets of water, taking some time with my bird in the cabin.
Okay.
I want to take some of the bird feed in my hand, and I'm gonna tie a rope sort of to his foot and to my shoulder pauldron.
Okay.
And then just like get him to set on my shoulder, see how well he takes to it, and if he tries to fly away, the rope will stop him, but just kind of keep him there with the treats, and just sort of walk
Okay,
around.
so you're trying to train him?
To stay on my shoulder, yes.
Okay, roll an animal handling check for me.
Perfect. Not as good as stealth, but decent. Let's see. That's a natural 18 plus 3, 21.
21. Okay, I mean you're doing this over the course of this, and let me just reiterate: you're trying to get him, like, he has movement that he can go, but you're trying to train him to stay on your shoulder.
Correct.
On kind of command.
The rope is so he just doesn't like.
That
get
doesn't just
pissed
fly
like
off. Right. He doesn't.
Okay.
Freedom!
So the rope was in case of a natural 1.
Right. Right.
That's what
I
that
mean,
was for.
he does kind of like start to like barely kind of start to flutter off, but every time, pretty consistently, you're able to coax him back with, little froggy like chirping noises and like cooing and the treats. And he seems to be having like a pretty solid handle on the command to stay. Wherever you like indicate, like you just kind of like tap and do whatever your signal is for him to stay, and he seems to be pretty content to mount there, especially when provided food.
Dick.
Very good.
Are you using gloves?
Good question.
Yes.
You have like a big like bird handler's glove over like froggy.
No, I don't have a bird
handler.
handler's glove. I probably just have gloves for the food.
Okay, that's fair. All right. Is there anything else anybody else would like to do for the rest of the evening?
Now just imagining Gloob in a lunch lady uniform.
He's got the hairnet on, even though he's no hair.
Yeah.
I'm
Big,
gonna
like, apron.
I'm gonna sit at Gloob's door, drinking some wine, talking to my daughter.
You're
It's
just
kind
like
of,
outside on the deck.
It's like at the door,
Right.
and I'm just be like, oh, isn't that cool, sweetheart? Or just kind of talk to myself.
How quietly are you talking, Christopher?
Normal conversation pace. I figured like the crash of the waves will cover something. I don't know.
I'll say quite a few of the sailors just kind of side eye you as because if you're sitting, like, even if you're like up against the door, but you're still kind of outside, so they still have to kind of go past you. It's kind of like that's kind of weird. But at the same time, like, they kind of weirded out, but then they like look into your eyes and they just kind of look kind of sad, and they're like, oh, they seem just like. Oh man, poor guy. Like, you see one of them kind of tear up a bit. He's like dashes away, like, I'm fine. Like, one of the other sailors like, but yeah, you sit there and talk to your daughter's ghost, I guess. All right.
All right.
Anybody else?
I'm a cooking.
Okay.
Between tasks helping the sailors run the boat,
Mhm.
I'm gonna start boring holes through the crocodile teeth so that they can be
Okay.
strung.
You don't have any tools, correct? Any tool proficiencies like woodworking or something?
Actually, no, I don't. So
Okay.
never mind. I am.
I was about. You can be a straight dexterity roll.
Well, I mean, even with a nat 20, that would make sense because Julian wouldn't try to do something he has no idea how to do.
Fair enough. He contemplates it. You're like, oh man, that'd be super fucking sick. I might have to pay somebody to do that.
I sit there and fantasize
You
about
like
having.
pull out one of your smaller knives and you're like, wait a minute.
I think real hard. on that.
Better not, because it's like it's a big ass tooth. You really don't want to fuck it up. So you think better of it and bide your time. All right. And you said you're cooking, Bart. Just
Yeah.
for shits and giggles, roll for it.
Hey,
You're
let's
going
go.
to have an absurd roll no matter what, but I want to know what it is.
26.
The crew continues to adore you. Like they had to go like a whole like day and a half with just whatever, you know, the rest of the crew could like whatever they could get together on their own, which you gather from as they come in and out to pick up their meals was little better than slop as far as they were concerned. So they're eternally grateful, praising you and all halflings. Like,
And all halflings.
yep.
Glory to you and your people.
Yeah, yep. They're like,
That's
they're
some
like,
good
you
ass
know,
food when
I've
you become an
always
ambassador for
really
your species.
really liked halflings. You guys are just fucking awesome. Y'all are great. Give me
Well,
that
if we
food.
have to, next time we have to make a stop, I'll try to make a little bit of something for you guys to chew on for the next couple of days.
That would be fucking incredible, because nobody else on this boat can cook worth a shit. I would be very
Understood.
grateful.
Hey,
Thanks. Goes about his business. But all of you have a fantastic meal. It's great. It's lovely. It is a swamp medley, as you promised. It's a bunch of weird shit. But it
got a
tastes
little bit of
phenomenal.
snake in there.
So, some
Gloom
of it's a
comes
little
to
chewy.
dinner with a with his parrot on his shoulder.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, hey, Gloob, you got that thing a little bit settled down?
A little bit. He's not too bad. He still cusses, which I find hilarious, but he's not so angry. Looks at some bitten fingers. He stopped
Your
biting me
horse
after he got-
sons!
Yeah. He stopped biting me after he got sick a couple of times, but
Well, yeah, I reckon you learn pretty quick after the first few times of that. Well,
Crocodile
would you-
sure enough didn't, and looks at just like scarred stomach.
What'd you name him?
Oh. I didn't think about that. I've just been calling him Bird. You have a name? I'm gonna look and I'm gonna ask him if he has a name.
Move, you lazy bastards!
I think he said Melvin.
His name is Bastard, obviously.
Oh, I like Melvin. That's a good name.
First name Melvin, last name Bastard.
Sure, I'm a call him Bastard.
Giant
Well,
grin, eating
That's
my
both.
medley.
That's both formal and informal.
Gotta be respectful. It's clearly an officer of the ship.
First
Cheers.
mate bastard.
Captain Bastard. We've got pirates off the starboard. Okay, sorry.
You're good. Oh, God. Alright. Sweet. Alrighty, gentlemen. Well, that'll be all for you for this evening.
That'll be it for me.
As y'all have a wonderful dinner. The crew has, you know, they've slowed and dropped anchor in what can only be as good of a spot as possible, because sailing in the dark is dangerous, as you were assured, and as Julian, you would be well aware. And crews, head to their their bunks. The 2 guards that are present that came with you guys kind of come up from below decks, where it seems kind of like they were napping, taking up positions with lit lanterns on like the bow and the aft, I believe is the proper terminology. The front and the back of the boat. To keep
How
an
often
eye
do you have
out.
to fuck with the Sawagan to keep them from getting a long rest?
I would point out you would lose the benefits of a long rest if you were trying to prevent them from getting a long rest.
Take turns. 2-hour shifts, shake them up a bit.
I ain't helping with that. That's torture.
I mean, they're fine in
while
there,
you
right?
contemplate that,
They're
I have to
probably
exile my cat.
And that'd be metagaming as fuck. Not gonna do it, but it's funny. It's
at
like, you
some
don't get a
point-
full heal.
At some point, I'm gonna need some help going down there and getting some food shoved in their mouth.
I
They'll
will
starve to death. All right. I'll use a long wooden spoon.
Okay. How badly are you trying to force them to eat?
Well, I'm sure they eat meat, so
They do.
Offer it to them on the tip of a javelin, just like.
Do we
Open
still
wide.
have some of the cooked fish that you had made, or is that spoiled at this point? That
Don't waste cooked food on them.
Well, it's super old, and they eat fish, so I
hey,
imagine
I'm not gonna deny them good food, and we got leftovers. I made plenty. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna give them some of the meat medley.
Okay.
And do the whole I'll eat it. Then I'm gonna try to shove this in your fucking mouth.
Actually, I went ahead and gave them like a will save basically to see if they would try to stick it out. They both failed miserably. So they
Hungry
actually
fish.
like as you're sitting there and you're doing like the you eat it, and they're like they're kind of like open and closing their mouths a little bit, and like there are various and sundry like hissing, growling, kind of gargling tongue in your
like
direction. It makes no sense to you. It all sounds mean, actually. It's kind of like talking to Germans. Like, it's like, I don't know what it means, but it hurts my feelings.
Well, there
anyway.
goes our German viewer.
You're welcome. They should feel that should be like a nice thing because it's cool. But like you can always be aggressive. Like how can that be bad? But like on crack, because these things also are slimy, large fish people with fangs, like just rows of teeth. But when you proffer it to them with your big wooden spoon, they kind of like latch onto it, and you lose the spoon.
Oh,
Am I there?
Sure.
Can I make a
If you
deck
want to
save?
be.
I'm going to start smacking him in the back of the head till he spits the spoon.
Oh no, stop! You don't gotta
I
hit
didn't
him.
mean like he yanked the spoon out of your hand. I meant through the spoon.
Oh, just like
Yes.
bit through it.
Correct.
Oh.
Oh, we need to get them buckets because they're suffocating. Beats prisoner.
I'm not the one who said to get him buckets. FYI.
All right.
Barrels.
We'll fix. I'll
It spits out the end of the spoon after a second of kind of like arrange. Bleh.
It's like a dog. You rub its face in it. You gotta beat him with the broken spoon. It's like bad.
That's not how this works. They're intelligent creatures. They were throwing
That was
javelins.
out of
Oh,
character.
okay.
Out of character.
Okay.
I didn't do the voice.
Don't you
Fair
have?
enough.
Didn't you fix our clothes earlier or something? Can't you use that again?
Yeah, I can do that. I don't want to keep doing that every time. I mean, I'll be down here all night spoon feeding them.
See, this is why I wanted to do the fish, because if they don't want to eat right now, we can just put the fish in the barrel with them, and then they can eat it whenever.
Just saying, they know what it is now. Just leave the tray on the floor.
They're
Well, they're
hog-tied
really-
barrels.
They're hogtied.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, fish idea? Fish idea?
Well, don't we have those little prisoner compartments?
That's where they are.
Prisoner.
right now.
So it's not exactly roomy. It was also kind of like a hidden prisoner compartment. It's like, hey, we can keep people.
So it's
in
not
here.
big enough to put a barrel in there.
No, it's narrow
Okay.
and like when you remember when y'all discovered Oceanus back there, he had his like hands tied behind him and feet tied in front of him, like on a like stool, like with like not even like half a foot of room on either side of him, just like crammed in there, and like it was longer, but it was just narrow.
All right. Yeah.
I'm gonna take one of their knives and like pierce a few bits of meat. In comes the airplane.
Make a
Julian,
dexterity saving throw.
Damn it.
What's that roll, buddy?
That is a 4.
Goodbye, fingers.
You take 4 points of piercing damage as it
Holy
clamps
shit.
down on your hand.
Immediately manifest a short sword and just start smacking him with the flat of the blade.
You know, Julian, that's kind of your fault.
He chose to bite me.
They've been biting people.
Take 10 on beating him unconscious again.
I will stop you before you beat him unconscious.
Yeah. I will move in and hand each of them a berry that I still have 7
wait,
of, I believe.
You're trying to
6
walk
of.
up to them and hand them a berry.
Well, after Jakob breaks them apart, the one that he was beating and to Julian, I'll hand them each a berry.
Oh, okay. You can't hand him shit. His hands.
Well,
are
yeah,
behind him.
right. I will plop that.
Did I get that one hit in?
How are you trying to like chuck it in there? Or are you trying to like?
I'm not putting my hand in the fucking water, no.
I didn't mean in the
Yeah.
water. How close are you putting your hand to his face?
I don't know, maybe 8 inches away. Pulling it back.
Dungeon Master.
Dexterity check.
Did I get a smack off before they stopped me?
Sure.
14.
Can I roll the contest? Maybe I could.
Yeah,
I'll say he
let's
gets
see.
1 uncontested smack.
God damn it, Julian.
Um,
I'm gonna ban you from this fucking room.
a 19 hit.
Yeah, it's.
Oh god.
This is going great.
7 points of damage.
Okay,
Non-lethal.
you smack the shit out of it. It shakes its head and hisses at you.
Julian, get out.
It
You gotta-
hisses
you gotta
and
stop
gets
hitting
choked
the
on
hostages.
a good
Hey,
berry.
He's got like a slingshot. It's like
Fucking Julian
All
said
right.
his favorite enemy is prisoner.
Alright, that one's good. He's got a full meal. I'll just toss another berry in this other one's mouth. They'll be fine for a day. I was trying to be nice to him and give him some good eating, but shit. I don't want to lose any fingers at this point.
Your
You don't
hand
have a problem cutting people in half.
Yes, when they're fighting me, fair and man on man.
Fighting me doesn't
Maybe.
count as fighting me.
That was your choice to put your hand that close to the
Listen,
mouth.
what
They've been
Jakob
biting.
does in his free time is entirely up to him.
Your hand is actively bleeding, Julian.
I gave him a good berry. He could eat it.
Oh yeah, he did give you a good berry.
You don't think that biting me counts as...
Absolutely not.
Prisoners
They've
work
been
better
biting.
unconscious.
Jesus Christ. What's your...
This is a wonderful
Um,
way to do diplomacy, and also
Well, I don't think we're going to be diplomatic with the Swahagan at all. I figure we try to find out a way to communicate with them to see what they wanted.
if we beat the shit out of the lizardmen, we wouldn't be in this place at all. I'm just saying,
It's
there's
very
a
true.
possibility.
Julian, I got a great
I
idea.
I did beat one of the lizard men.
Once.
To be fair, we all took part in beating the shit out of Lizardmen. Okay, moving on. In any case, I think, Julian, respectfully, maybe you should just never come in this room again. While the Swahagan are on the ship.
Or
Whatever.
anyone else that may or may not be tied up.
I agree.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it is a hell of a thing, Jakob. You're the most compassionate man I know. His man's tied up, but shit, you let him touch somebody's weapon, and he might as well be a slab of meat.
Well, man on man in fair fight. It's an honorable way to die. This is not a honorable way to die. Tied up in barrel on a ship.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I can't argue with that logic. To be
At the top of the stairs, gonna call down.
He had an easy option. Work with his captors, get beaten unconscious. He chose.
I just call it, for all he knows, we were feeding you to him.
If only.
He probably thinks you're the prettiest person on this ship.
He's not wrong.
Inside check.
I want to know if this Swalhagen thinks Julian's pretty.
I want to see it.
You're welcome to roll it if you would like.
I'm also rolling.
4.
Sure.
1.
You know, they're hard to read.
That's fair.
They're very
25.
fishy looking.
Julian,
There's a lot of
your
teeth.
wobbly sachets up the stairs.
Like their faces are weirdly shaped. You don't know.
I'm confident that actually this Swalhagen does think he's pretty.
Come on, who do I look like, a bard?
I mean,
I don't want to now one. I'm confident of whatever.
In any case.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Yep. Well,
Wow.
Have a good night.
yeah, I guess we
Good
can
night.
get some shut eye. What are we, Julian? Hold on a second. What are we doing about the crew? I feel like we should definitely heed the advice of the good ambassador and probably up the security during the night and during the day and make sure we got people watching. Sounds
True
like
arms
he's.
at all times.
I gotta be honest with you, I haven't paid attention what the shifts were or anything. So, I mean,
I'll run a 4-hour shift, or I'll volunteer for a 4-hour shift.
You will not get the benefits of a long rest if you only.
Will I get a
sleep.
short rest?
You will take a point of exhaustion if you do not take a long rest.
I think you just sleep more during the day, right?
I guess so. It did, but you would have to sleep through the day. So you could, if you really wanted to, you would be sleeping during the day. That would be the caveat.
I mean,
I will say y'all did note a couple of the larger sailors stayed on deck, as well as the 2 guards came above deck. It looks
I'll
like
say we
they got
probably
something
have
worked out.
done away with the rule of let's not have anybody with a weapon now that lizardmen are on the ship. I feel like we've come past that, and now we can have weapons on the ship to fight against seemingly possible Swalhagen ambush. Or Swahugan. There we go.
I'll ask the lizardmen if any of them want to do guard duty. Make sure Swalhagen don't come.
They you communicate with them, and they're like they're like, yeah, that's fair, that these are a potent threat. So keeping an eye out there, happy to take their share of the watch.
Now we'll set up a symbol, or like, so, lizardmen make this noise if they see something, and the crew will react.
Sure.
Okay.
You can just yell.
So, what are y'all wanting these shifts to look like?
Bart has no clue, and honestly, Bart really doesn't care. He figures that the people who know about sea stuff will figure it out.
I'll take
Yeah.
first watch.
I'll take second.
Yeah, I'm going to
I
bed.
guess that'll be 3rd.
Okay. Are you planning on taking these watches by yourselves?
Didn't we have like 2 or 3 people you just named that'll be on the?
There were 4 that were up there currently. So if y'all would like to communicate them, do you want them? They tell you that the 4 of them were going to stay on deck for about 2 hours, and they would start rotating.
Oh, okay.
So that because the sailors all need to be awake. The sailors were going to swap out after 2 hours. The guards themselves are going to be staying up there for about 4 before going and getting some shut eye, and more of the sailors are going to rotate up, that kind of thing.
Well, we could probably do like 2s with the lizardmen, and then the final watch will be by themselves, and the crew.
Okay. So y'all are wanting to have 2 PCs per watch?
I thought it was a PC and a Lizardman for
P-
3
oh,
shifts.
PC. Okay, a PC and a Lizardfolk. Are any of you wanting to accompany the first watch of just the guards and the crew?
Thought that was.
It was me. I'll take first
Yeah.
watch.
Okay, so Gloob is with the guards and the crew, for first watch, and then you said Jakob was second.
Mhm.
Second with some crew and a lizard man.
Yeah, can
Okay.
be any of them.
Okay, that's what they're gonna keep with their 2. You guys are basically taking the place of 2 because they were trying to have 4 on deck at all times.
Okay.
So we have Gloob, one sailor and two guardsmen. Jakob, a lizard folk, 2 sailors. Who was 3?
Whichever person's left. Yeah.
There was one of the 2 of you.
I was third.
Okay, you were third. Okay, so you, a lizard folk, 2 sailors, and then Bart, a lizard folk, and 2 sailors for the last.
Sure. If they wake me up, I'll keep guard.
I assumed y'all would have hashed this out before going to sleep. Okay.
Yeah.
So going in shifts of 2 hours apiece, the guards get only keeping a 2-hour shift. We will start off with shift 1, which is Gloob, 2 guards, and 1 sailor. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Okay. Are the crew rolling their own, or do I get advantage?
They are rolling their own. Y'all are all on different parts of the ship. So like aft, fore, either side.
Not good.
No, not good.
Not good.
Define not good.
I rolled a natural 2
Okay.
for a total of 5.
Okay.
Just not quite to
Total of
that
5.
that reliable talent yet.
Just a little bit off.
Okay.
Like that cunning action bonus perception check again.
What?
Don't worry
What?
about it. Can I sneak attack my perception check?
Unfortunately not. So unfortunately, you're sitting there probably about 45 to an hour minutes into your shift, Gloob. You and both guards are just hanging out on your sides in silence. And then the one sailor that's on the other side, directly across from you, is, "Hey, what's that? Oh, shit!" And you start, at the exclamation, you now hear rapid swishing in the water on either side of the boat.
I assume I'm taking this watch in the crow's nest.
Were
And it
you
would make
taking this in the crow's nest?
I would assume so.
Sure. So you're now
I don't.
like 60 feet in
But-
the air.
It would make sense for my 5 because I don't have dark vision. So I'm gonna say that's where I was.
Okay, and yeah, that makes sense. So that was like you had your one guy in the mid deck, your 2 guys on the fore and aft, and then you all the way up in the crow's nest. And it was the dude in the middle of the deck who was just kind of walking around down there, and you saw him and look down as he kind of leans over the side and says, "Oh shit."
Okay. Alarm bell. Bing ding 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 bing bing ding.
Okay, you do
It's
that
like-
in time. You do that. Unfortunately, where's my stat block?
It's like, oh shit! Oh, I just dropped my puppy in the water. It's just slushing around down there. Sorry, guys. What's the alarm?
Yeah, that is not the case. As you're seeing that, you see a bigger version of the Swahagi you saw. You just see the arm kind of coming up on the side of the deck, and a axe come arcing up over the side
Oh, shit.
and take the head off of that sailor, just
Bing ding dings intensify.
okay. And
And I start making my way down the
Before
ladder.
we roll initiative, I'd like those of you that are asleep to roll perception checks.
Ding, 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 ding,
Yeah,
ding,
you're fucking
ding.
ah! Frog screaming.
I do be rolling that 19 plus
19.
2.
All right, try it.
17.
Also, real quick, who was in which cabin?
25.
Whichever one wasn't already occupied.
There were
Wasn't there-
I was
four.
sleeping
One of them
upstairs.
was being occupied by at least two of you because Gloob was in a barrel at one
I don't-
point, and he was
Yeah.
resting. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4. Who wants 1, 2, 3, and 4?
I thought there was wasn't there a hammock in that room behind where the cafeteria galley or something?
There are 3 hammocks. That is where the lizardmen are. There's one of the top deck that have all 3 lizardmen in it.
Yeah, I'll take whatever people aren't using. It doesn't matter to me.
I just want to clarify real quick. I probably should have asked earlier, so I'm sorry. 2.
We're rolling
Okay,
D4s.
Jakob,
All right.
Jakob is already up top in what used to be the deck wizard's room.
3.
Okay, 3. So you are down below.
3 and 4 are across from each other.
Correct.
All right, I'll take 4 then.
It's 4. So captain's quarters was empty. That's where Gloob was at, is what I'll say. So I'm moving y'all around real quick. Julian, you were below deck on this area. I'm kind of gonna move some people around just for my peace of mind, and then I'm gonna put you there, also below deck. I'm also gonna go ahead and move us our map over to.
Oh no!
Man, aren't y'all excited to be back on this boat?
I remember when we painted the deck red. It was good times.
This deck is now a bit more red.
Oh, it's about to be.
It's getting that way. I just realized it's not easy to move these guys between their layers quickly and efficiently, and for that I'm sorry.
Did this boat have a name?
Y'all never asked or never checked.
It's whatever we want it to be now. It's our boat.
The big booty boat.
That is a name.
BBB.
Stormfeather 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Kind of.
Big beautiful carriage.
No.
Okay. So
Jesus Christ!
I will say
Yo, you're having a bad fucking day, my guy.
he is 60 feet in the air. There's also a splatter of dead sailor where stop sign is at. I did not create my various and sundry paint differentials, so my bad, guys. As we move back over to our level. Again, I honestly didn't plan on doing this many combats, but then y'all took prisoners, so sorry. So, as everybody can see here, extra fuckery. Those are where your lizard folk are located. Just a quick rundown. The 3 that are unmarked, there are 6 that are unmarked. Gloob seem very similar from the vantage point you can have. They seem like regular dudes. The two that have wavy lines next to them are bigger guys that have hammers in one side and shields in their other hand. And dude with the stop sign is probably a solid half foot taller than all the rest, incredibly huge, and is currently now ringing his great axe in both hands. It's a giant like piece of like coral and shell, and it is a weird looking thing, but it's an axe from what you can tell.
God.
It do the big chop.
So I'm sorry guys, I know I had to do all that, and I'd already asked y'all to roll perceptions. I know I had a 19 from Julian,
25.
a 25 from you, and what was it I had from you, Jakob?
17.
17? Those are all pretty good rolls. Okay. So, yeah, it's a bad time to be you guys.
It'd be Gloob.
Does the crow nest have like an open banister on it, or is it like one of those fully closed around bottoms?
Say like it has like a little, like the crow's nest itself. This is a pretty big boat. It's got its kind of like little thing on it. It's like to hold you in so you can like lean and stuff. Like he's not sitting there like having to hug the pole with like a little tiny platform to stand on.
Well, some of them only have like a banister, and some of them are like fully wrapped around in like a little basket.
I'll say this one's like the basket because, you know, why not? So you have a little basket up there. He's like 60 feet in the air. He's not in much danger right this moment. So I will say all of you rolled really well. So you all wake up at frantic bell ringing and froggy screeching. So I'm gonna go ahead and have you guys start rolling initiative for me. I made a mistake, but with how many fucking things are involved in this, I should not have done that, but you know, it is what it is.
Tapping? What is that? Someone's getting down.
Someone's
It's
drumming.
me, sorry.
He
Wow.
said, "I'm ready to kill some swahoogan."
Hey, I googled it. It is official that both enunciations are correct per what's his bucket?
I'm
Per
just gonna
who?
imagine Chun-Li saying it. Swahoogan, swahoogan.
All right, I know that these are. Wow, that's a really big model.
Oh! We got a
Oh
giant.
yeah, where the fuck were
Per
Ned,
Chris
Ocean, and
Perkins.
sleeping?
There's guard number 1 and guard number 2 is back here. That's where those two were, and they're currently going.
Oh fuck!
Uh-oh!
that
Yeah, like, oh fuck! Like, they are currently spinning around. They both rolled nat ones on their perception. If it makes you feel better, Glue. So, yeah, it was a bad time. Unfortunately, the poor sailor rolled a 18. So he had the.
He got to go first.
Yeah, he got to go first, meaning he got to get his melon slapped. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin this fuckfest. 25 to 20.
22.
22, nice. Okay. 20 to 15.
16.
16. 15 to 10.
11. Hey.
Was that 11 for both of you guys?
Yep.
Who has the higher dex?
16.
13.
13.
Wait, 14. Haha.
Okay,
That's
so
one more than
60.
I
So
thought.
then we got Bart.
Oh wait. Hold on. Oh no, my dexterity is actually 14. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing.
Okay, so which of you would like to go first?
I don't care.
You can go first, Bart.
Okay.
Sure.
We got Bart, and then we have Jacob. Okay. Wow. Man, this might go really bad.
I don't know. I feel like it's pretty even fight. Silence.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
You said your guys' dex was 14?
Yep.
Can I get each of you to roll one more time for me?
Sure. Oh yeah, now I get a natural 20.
Okay.
I get a 6.
A 6. Roll one more time for me, Chris.
That could have been an attack roll on a
15.
Are you total?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Just. Okay.
Why
Hey,
did
Chris,
he roll
I
a
think,
17?
I think
Yes.
there might be somebody going between us.
That-
Yeah, I have
y'all
a
managed to
feeling.
roll the same die roll twice. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
And I assume we have the same dice as well.
Yes.
I love how Cody keeps drinking cans that just like disappear.
That is pretty good.
I'm gonna
Hey, you know-
assume my chances for hiding up here are pretty slim.
Do you have a
Ding,
lantern
ding,
up
ding,
there?
ding.
Oh yeah, you're
I'm pretty
ringing
sure.
about. Yeah.
That's an automated alarm. You're fine.
I mean, the
I
last
am
time
pretty
somebody...
short. They may just see the bell ringing.
It's all good. We need the air support.
Yeah, last time somebody tried to climb up there, it didn't really work out too well for them, so... Except they were
Okay.
trying to climb
and
down.
then Y'all have
Yeah, big rip
friends.
if anyone gets on that fucking pole.
Yeah, I may have done this with entirely too many NPCs involved.
I doubt we'll get through this combat.
No,
tonight.
no, we are not. This is not. This is not finishing. We might get through one full round. That's my goal here, is to get through one round of this combat.
Get a good starting point.
Ian's like, these are just the first wave. What have I done?
That was not my intent, but
It's like 4 towns guard, Oceanus, Ned, the 3 lizard people, all of the fucking Swahagan. Oh god.
we'll see. We'll see how that goes. That actually reminded me of the Lizardfolk. So fuck.
I'm sorry.
He's like, roll another dexterity check.
They're actually, but they might not be awake this round.
Oh no.
Yeah, they didn't roll good.
Lizard got tiny ears.
It would seem that way.
Would they have advantage
Okay,
for being
one
on the
of
top
them.
deck?
No. But it's not a very hard DC. They just rolled like shit. Okay. Thank fucking Christ on a bike. Okay, that's everybody that's getting rolled for the beginning of this combat. God damn it.
What about the Sahuagin or Sahuagin below deck?
They are tied up, Kent.
But what if? No, I'm kidding.
I will end you. Okay.
First action.
Okay.
I'm gonna go free the Sahuagin.
Okay. We are at top of the initiative with Gloop at 22.
Nice.
Can I bonus action hide?
No.
I knew it was coming.
You've been frantically ringing a bell up until this moment. You're 60
Roll it
feet in
at
the air,
triple
though, so
disadvantage.
you're looking pretty
To
good.
be fair, they might only know that a bell is being rung. They know something's up there.
These guys
Just
raid
blue.
ships, so yeah, they don't know exactly who you are up there. They know you're up there, though.
Good
It's
thing
like,
this
huh.
ability. If they don't know my name, I get sneak attack. All right, I'm just gonna short bow it up, and we are gonna go for.
And I know that you guys are all seeing up here. You two are at best on stairwells below deck. You are inside a room right here, Jakob. And these guys are also in the room, so y'all can't see them. This is just for ease of my own,
So I can
not
maybe
having
see
to
these guys.
shift things around. Oh yeah, and y'all don't see Ned right there. Sorry, I hadn't moved his token.
Yeah, I imagine I'll just be using my first action to move.
Right.
Do any of them have ranged weapons that I see?
From what you see, you just see the 6 appear to be armed with javelins.
Javelins? All right. In that case, I'll start going for the 6 first, and I'll start with this young gentleman right here.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
Not bad. Natural 12 plus, what's my attack roll now? 6, 18.
That hits.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. 6 damage, 6 piercing.
6 piercing damage?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see here.
Unfortunate.
I got another.
I don't know why. I just imagine glue popping up over that banister, just going, "Say my name," just shooting like.
And with that, I will get back further into the crow's nest, and I will keep on ringing.
Alright, you are still ringing.
Yes.
You hit that guy. I'm sorry, one more time, how much damage, man? Sorry.
6.
6.
I think.
Alright. That's fine.
I think
Yep.
so. I think so.
That sounds right.
6.
Yeah, that arrow flying down just kind of sinks into his shoulder, and it like jerks back and looks up, and is like, you can see it like baring its teeth in a hiss, even though you can't hear from this high up. All right, that's your turn, which unfortunately brings it to their turn. Some of them anyway. They're starting to fan out. And you see, let's see, you were number 1. Number 1 goes stepping up to this door and flings it open. And anybody happen to know off the top of the head what happens if you get stabbed when you're asleep? Is that incapacitated? Is that an auto crit?
I think so.
I
I
would
believe
assume
so.
so.
I think you still got a hit, but
Yeah, you still have to hit, but if it hits, it's a crit.
right.
Which, if I do recall, that's gonna hit.
Oof.
Who plays? Yeah, that definitely hits. There's entirely too many stat blocks involved in this. 12, 14. Y'all hear just like a bellow from inside.
It just. Oh.
Yes. Now would be the
No,
time
you're good. You're good.
to correct me if it's wrong.
It's got advantage, and if the target's within 5 feet, it's a crit.
Yeah. But
So
you
I
just,
mean, maybe they're using reach weapons. You know.
yeah,
He's
they're
giving
not.
a
You
little
saw
poke from
this
the door.
dude like stepping like into the doorway, and making what would appear to be 2 attacks, that you guys would all find familiar, and that would be a crit even if he wasn't incapacitated.
I think he's awake.
Yeah, he's awake now.
We have to go
Or
back.
he's never getting up again.
It's very close.
May need to go back for some more lizard men.
That was very close, but you see this one like step into that door, look off to one side, and slam its spear and lunge in for a bite, like letting out kind of like a war cry, followed by what is a resounding just scream of pain from inside that room. That peters off very quickly.
Oh no.
Number 2 is making his way up towards your crow's nest.
Okay.
And you're not like are you actively trying to like crouch behind this thing, or are you trying to keep an eye on things down there?
Oh no, I am getting cover if they have
Okay.
ranged weapons. I am crouched down into this thing.
Well, you hear something like vaguely starting to. Oh, if you're ringing the bell, a little extra sway. Something's climbing up your ladder.
Okay.
And I will say, it's a ladder, so you don't get reduced movement. It makes it 50 feet up the ladder. So, by the end, you start to hear something clambering its way up.
Cool.
Oh man, I really hope Julian can get outside in one turn. I hope he can do that so bad.
The good news is, I can get to him, and I get sneak attack. So
That's true.
I'm about to hop down this ladder and give this man a poke in the fucking eye.
This one, you see this one disappear, step into this door, and he's gone.
He's going for the food, Bart. You better get up here.
For the food.
And then these 3. Actually, I'm sorry. I mixed those guys up because I forgot about our guards. So this dude is returned. Ninja reappear, you bitch. And he was going here. 15,
Why is Zora?
25, 30, going up there and making 2 attacks at the guard. Rolling like dog shit.
Dude.
Yeah, the guard, as much as he is surprised and in shock, gets back and is able to parry both attacks from that Sahuagin. And this guy disappears. Y'all see it down the hold. And y'all have both of these 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Bart's just thinking
30.
about how many prisoners he can take.
Little did Gloob know he was ringing the "we're having a party and everything's okay" bell.
Oh god. And while I know I moved both those guys, they're both rolling just to chuck their javelins at this dude since he is a little outside of their reach. So we got attack 1 and 2. You miss.
The ones on the deck. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
They went up those stairs. I
On
know
the-
it's a
on
little
the east side.
hard to
Yeah,
read.
yeah.
Yeah, but that is
I
where they
gotcha.
went. with a +4. We'll barely hit that guy. So,
So what's the ones with the bacon markers? You said the stop sign markers.
Those are the ones. They look like they have hammers and shields.
Gotcha.
So they eat bacon.
They're just here to fix the boat. Don't worry.
You know it, baby. Ow, that shit hurted. One. Two. So now, very hurted. Okay. You see that one javelin goes flying past him as he kind of ducks to the side and goes flying off the side, and the other one catches him squarely, like, in the hip. And he stumbles back, but he's trying to bring his shield and sword up to bear. That was the last of the regular Sahuagin, which actually bring it to the guard's turn. One on the left-hand side of the map is going to try to defend himself and fight back.
Yeah, I was going to say, you better take that dodge action, my guy.
Well, that dude, he is freaking out because he's like, oh my god, and he's trying to hit back at him.
Oof. That's not the move.
It just kind of, the Sahuagin just kind of batting it aside with a hand as he just kind of tries to, like, lash out with his sword.
No.
He attacked you with a sword. The Sahuagin was like, get out of here.
Basically, well, it's like, it seems like he was really scared, and he went to kind of, like, make an attack, and he just kind of, like, waved to the side and slapped the, like, flat of the blade. And that's one who has now been speared a little bit.
Gloob sees this, and he thinks about Ned, and he's just starting to lose his faith in humans in general.
Jakob is a human.
That's the only good one.
Is he?
These are also guys who are like, they're
Inside?
like
No.
basically militia. That dude doesn't really have much choice. He jump into the water where these things came from, jump over the banister to where more of them are, or try to fight. He tries to fight. He says.
Thank God he didn't yeet himself over the edge.
He thought about it.
Yeah, that's a big brain move right there.
Yeah, that would have been a choice.
They'll never find me
select-
in their home.
Do I not have this
Big
token?
mother Sahuagin just went down into the water.
What the fuck?
Why do I hear boss music?
Right?
Why can I not select this card?
You on the right layer?
I am on the right layer. Objects and tokens. You can see this guy, right?
Yeah.
Which one?
One on the right hand side. Let me see if it was because he wasn't like properly revealed. Yeah, I can't select him. Well, shit. That's really annoying.
He's just standing there going, bring it the fuck on.
Yeah, in lieu of technical difficulties, he is going to take the dodge action. And you see him go, oh god! And like bring up his shield trying to cover his more vulnerable positions. Which ends his turn. Holy shit! More of you get to go. Julian!
Alright, cool.
So, real quick, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna swap you all the way over. Unless you see where your token is situated.
Yes.
That is the shortest path up. That would be from below, and I'm gonna tell you how many feet you would have to go, okay?
Okay.
So you'd be going 5, 10, 15. It would take you 20 feet, would put you right outside of the door of those stairs. So you'd have 10 more feet
Alright.
of movement.
Well, I'm not gonna go out. I can see everything from here, right?
You can see a lot of things. You can't actually see this guy because he is on the other side of the mast. You don't have direct line of sight on him right at this moment.
That's
But
a
you see
thick
a
mast.
big fuck off Sahuagin. It's a mast. Masts are big. Like they're at least like this wide. And he's having to, it's not like he's climbing it like this. He's having to climb up the ladder like this. So like you could see like his elbow. Like you could see his elbows sticking out from
That's
the
line of
sides.
sight, though.
That is easily full cover.
That's 9/10 cover.
Like, okay, you know there's something climbing up the adder about 50 feet in the air, if you're looking up that way. But you see a big fuck-off guy with what appears to be a big-ass axe. A fairly sizable dude, like, seems to be the same height, but broader, of one of those guys on either side with shields and what look like hammers as well. And you can hear guards yelling, and you heard what sounded like a horrific screech of pain not like 6 seconds ago before you came dashing up the stairs.
So you said this guy is big or just has a hammer and shield?
He seems like beefier than the ones that just have the javelins, but not like extra tall. The one that's in the front with the little stop sign is like a solid like half a foot taller than all the others and is beefy as shit.
Alright, well, I use my last 2 squares of movement.
Quick question.
Yes.
What armor are you wearing?
My regular armor?
You slept in your armor?
Hey, you're the one that ruled there's no penalties for it.
Sure. Say there's no penalties for it, so that's entirely up to you. That's what I just wanted to ask.
If we were under pending Sahuagin attack, then probably at least
according to
until
Xanathars, if you sleep in your armor, you're only able to roll half your HD to recover health, and if you were exhausted, you don't recover any exhausted levels. If you sleep in anything other than light armor, let me clarify that.
There you go.
Oh, did we get a long rest worth of sleep, or?
Yeah, from the previous night we did.
Oh, from the previous night.
Okay.
But any long rest thing. So any spells that Bart you have not gotten back yet, because this is not even 2 full hours into the night of you guys sleeping. So you guys have only had short rests up until now. So any short rest cooldowns you guys have back.
Yay.
All right, Julian, my boy, did you dash?
No, I ran.
that
I was
far.
right here, and I
Yeah,
did
and you
2
had
more
10
squares
more
of
feet
movement.
of movement.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
from here.
Okay, yeah, because the great fucked me up. Okay, you're there.
Yeah. Alright. And I'm going to bonus action hex this bitch.
Which one?
The one that I'm standing next to.
Okay, the guy right next to you. Okay, go ahead.
And then I'm
Bacon
going
boy.
to stab him. Because you said I don't have line of sight on that guy, right?
I mean, you would have a better line of sight on him now, but you're looking like 50 feet straight up, and you can see like the side of something in the dark making its way up the ladder.
I mean, I can see in the dark. I'm not
What's
concerned
the
about
range
that.
on your dark vision?
60 feet.
Okay, so he's still barely within range.
Yep. But, what would he have? Like light cover?
He'd have half cover.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
Respectable.
So, bonus action, curse that dude instead,
Go ahead.
and then drop him. How does half cover work? Is it a bonus to AC, or do I need to roll at
He gets a
disadvantage?
bonus to his AC.
Okay, I don't know if it was disadvantage.
Are you? Yeah.
17 plus.
17 hits. I'll just go ahead and say 17 hits.
Oh, okay. That'll be like a 22, I think.
Yeah,
23.
Yeah, you definitely hit. Roll your damage
Alright.
for me.
That is not fantastic. That is 9 damage.
9, okay.
And I'm
then-
doing Grasp of Hadar to yank him down towards me, off the pole.
Wow. Holy Christ on a bike. That was... I'd like to go on the record as saying, out of 5d6, those were 3 6s on the fall damage.
Nice. See, he wasn't just falling.
So
he was
you
being
rolled how
pulled
how
down.
much damage?
9.
Just gonna... He's dead.
Yes. That's what happened. It was basically like the equivalent of getting volleyball spiked by a tentacle.
Basically, like it reached up and it shot up and came up above him. And Gloob, you kind of were looking at, like, you kind of peeked over to see your approaching attacker, and you see a black tentacle come up and just slap the shit out of it, and he's cannonballing down and splatters into the deck, like broken and gross looking.
Idiot.
He is dead as fuck.
Alright, air support, I need you to do your job now. That you're
Wow,
clear.
that was a really good fall.
Yeah.
Alright.
Holy shit. Is that your turn, buddy?
That is all of my action. As my free action, I'm just gonna take a deep breath and look at the guy who's probably about to smash my face in. All
Yeah,
right.
unfortunately, because he goes next.
Oof.
Yeah.
Big yoinks.
Hold shield up like,
Yeah. So, let me double check something. That is the wrong page. That is the right page. Okay, so the guy right next to you does indeed. You came running out and like lance up and slams his buddy down, and he turns around and you kind of like hear it's like guttural like growl roar as it turns, and you look up in time to see a hammer falling through the air at you. Attack number 1.
Oh
Is
no.
an 18
number
to hit.
1.
Yeah, he gets 2
18
attacks.
hits.
Yeah. Will be. That is 7 points of bludgeoning damage, just crashing down like across your shoulder as you kind of
Alright.
turn to face him.
You know what time it is.
Okay, go ahead. You roll your hellish rebuke.
Yeah, hold on first. I'm gonna add this damage to myself before I forget.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Where'd my fucking dice go? Oh, there it is. Oh, that's a 9 and a 6.
Okay.
And
What's your total?
That'll be a 23.
23 total damage. Holy
Yep.
shit,
9,
that was
6, 8.
really, really fucking good. There we go.
Yeah. 9,
Okay.
6, and
Does
8.
he need to be hexed to Hellish Rebuke, or can
No,
you just
nope.
Hellish
no,
Rebuke anyway?
it's just a
Damn.
reaction to him taking
Man,
damage.
I wish he had been hexed, because then it would have been hex damage on top of that, because hex is on anyone you damage.
Is Hex
So-
just flat damage?
It's a
1d6.
D6. Yeah.
Ah.
It's an additional D6. So he crashes down into you, and just as your reaction, you kind of like flick your hand at him as the fire goes coursing up his hammer and engulfs him in flames, and it lets out like a screech, like a piercing screech of pain as it kind of recoils from you briefly. And as the flames die down, you can see dried, burned skin all over it as it just angrily turns and swings at you again.
I ain't got no more spell slots, so I'd have hellish rebuked it again.
He doesn't rethink that second shot. I would have.
Absolutely, he is
Goddamn.
pissed. But he rolls a natural fucking 1, and so like the burns of it is still like the smoke is clouding its vision. It's just a pure anger, immediate, just like recourse of swing, and you're able to just duck as it just swooshes over your head with a really like loud.
Hey, free action one-liner.
Sure, if you would like.
These oceans are mine.
It roars at you. That was a really fucking good hellish rebuke, man.
Yeah, I've never rolled that well on hellish rebuke. I always hate it because it's like, oh, cool, I burned a spell slot to deal like 5 damage.
Yeah, that was fucking amazing.
8, a 6, and a 9.
Oh. No, I already fucked it up, so I'm gonna let it lie for now.
They're immune to fire.
No, he should have had advantage on that second attack, but we're gonna let it lie for the moment. So that brings it to the other one though, who just saw his buddy get toasted pretty hard. Yeah, he's gonna go 5, 10, 15. Just come. You hear several stomping footsteps come up behind you, Julian. And you're like, well, that sounds familiar. Oh god, as
I'm about to get fucking smoked like a cigarette on the first round of combat.
it really depends.
It's alright. It's alright, I got you, buddy. Don't worry about it.
Hopefully so.
So Ian, just as we're going through this, it's
Yeah.
fair to say that got who got an axe in his head, he's
very, very dead.
he's far less than 0 hit points. Okay, gotcha.
Yes, very, very dead. Sailors don't have very much HP. That's a 22 to hit. Actually,
Yeah, that's
it's a 24 to hit.
it's a hit.
That is another 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
This is turning out real rough.
And attack number 2.
That was attack number 2.
No, that was attack number 1. This is the second guy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The other one with the hammer came walking up.
Yeah, I'm about to get fucking gangbanged
He just
by these hammer guys.
like this dude, this shark guy, like hunched over shark guy, came like blitzing out of this room, ran over, smashed down one of their buddies, and turned around and just scorched like his other friend's like face like half off. That second attack is a 20 to hit.
That's a hit.
That's a 4 bludgeoning damage as he rolled a 1 on that D8.
Thank Jesus fucking God, I'm not unconscious
So
yet.
this guy comes pounding up behind you, and you're like starting to turn, and it just smack number 1 comes down and lands like right in between your shoulder blades, and he turns around and brings back the other one, and you're able to kind of like roll with it as it slams into your left shoulder. That shit hurted. But that will be his turn, which brings us to Bart. I believe, let me double check, I think it costs you about the same amount of movement.
Okay.
Yeah, you get onto the deck right in front of the door where you are behind with 5 more feet of movement left.
Okay, so I'm right there with one. Okay.
Yep.
You're seeing me getting hammered in the world's most fishy gangbang.
Yeah, you come slamming open your door as you see the second, like, just bam in the back, slam in the side of Julian just getting rocked around by these 2 beefy big Sahuagin who have shields and hammers.
One of which smells like a country buffet.
One of which looks extraordinarily crispy in a very familiar kind of way.
All right. That's fine. I'm gonna move right there.
Okay.
Wait, do I know this is Jakob's cabin, like on this door right here?
Yeah, you would know that's where he had gone to sleep. You hear movement.
I will go right there then, so as to not get my halfling body punted across the deck.
Yeah, you came out of the door.
As much as I like assisted movement, I don't like that kind of assisted movement.
Good choice.
You hear heavy clomped footsteps.
Bart just into the ocean.
Yeah, off into the water.
Okay. Nice. What you doing right there, buddy?
I am going to step up to this dude, and the guy across from me, I'm going to hit him with a Toll the Dead, Toasty Boy.
Okay.
And then I'm going to summon up the old Battle Knob.
All right. So you're tolling the dead, the guy right in front of you, correct?
Correct.
He fails it.
No. The one that Julian toasted, so that he has missing
it's the
hit
same
points.
save, so he fails.
Okay.
Roll a d10.
Shit.
If you'd like to go ahead and roll that.
10.
10. Nice.
Hell yeah.
You like as that bell tolls, it like recoils, bringing it both of its hands up as you see skin start to like slough away from its face, like the burnt skin and then some. Like you can see like exposed muscle.
Yeah, do the same mode. Oh, there we go.
Holy shit!
That knob going.
Holy Jesus! We're gonna shrink that bad boy down a little bit. Oh my god!
That's a big knob.
Hey.
Oh my god! So it's right there. All right, and are you having an attack that guy?
Yeah, I'm having an attack that dude.
All right, roll that attack.
That's a 20 dirty.
That hits you. I think. I'm pretty. I have no idea how they could possibly have more AC than that. Yeah, no.
That's 7 plus 5, so 12 points.
12 points of force damage.
Force.
All right. His buddy looks up like down at you, and then kind of jerking his head to his buddy as his friend recoils and like necrotic energy like damages its face. Just cold cocks him right in the back of the head with the doorknob. It just like stumbles forward a little bit, leaving like you can already see it welling up on the back of his head, the big old egg.
Yeah, and just kind of assessing the situation and kind of like got my shield up. I was just sort of like call over to Julian, like looking at that dude that he's fighting. Like, yeah, actually, fire still works on him. Is that how toasty he is?
Okay. All right.
That's my turn.
All right. Cool beans. Which brings it to the big dude with the axe's turn. He has been mostly kind of observing, like he's standing like 1 foot, kind of Captain Morgan style, on the edge of the ship with his other foot on the boat, shoving himself off as he sees another person step out onto the deck. Takes just 3 lumbering steps towards you, Bart, and his axe comes up in the air and crashing down in 2 attacks.
All right.
That is going to be attack number 1. That is a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Right. Lucky for you, that's 5 points of slashing damage as it just comes crashing down on you for the first attack.
All right.
And a 19 to hit for the second attack.
That also hits.
Okay. That one's not nearly as friendly with 11 points of slashing damage as it, like, down and using the momentum to carry it around and just comes slamming into your side with the second attack.
All right.
It just, like, looming over you, just baring its teeth as a deep, guttural, like, growl escapes it. Which
That's a big old yikes.
Yeah, that's not great. Bring us to Jakob.
All right.
You're in your room. I think you're about actually where the bed is supposed to be. Let me just double check. Wait, I don't have to go to the other layer. I'm dumb. I just have to do this. Oops. Map and background. We're going to shift that a little bit. So you would have to move 5, 10, 15. You'd have 15 feet of movement as you came out of that front.
Well,
So
that works
standing
out.
outside of here would put you having 15 more feet of movement.
That works out because I only need 10, but I do have a question before I move where
Sure.
I want to. If I'm within 5 feet of an enemy and I throw something at somebody outside of, like if I'm standing next to this guy right here and I throw something at this guy, do I get disadvantage?
Yep.
Yeah, because
Okay.
if you're making a ranged attack while within melee of an enemy, the ranged attack is at disadvantage.
Okay. Then I'm gonna come out the door. Am I in reach of this guy? From
It's
here?
an awkward square, but he should technically be all the way right here, so yes.
Okay. Then I am going to start off by saying, "Oh, you dumb fucks have brought me more javelins, I see," and take a swing at this guy right here.
Okay, make the attack roll. That guy does not have javelins.
I know they
You
like
brought
that.
him something.
22.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Fuck. I don't know. It's 22. Yeah, get him.
That'll hit.
That's 13 damage.
Nice. That is more than enough. As you know,
Alright.
yet another person comes kicking down out of the door, sword swinging. Your greatsword comes down on him. He's kind of turning to one side and just takes him like in the side of this the meaty neck as it goes down part of the way into its chest. You can just yank it out and sending it flying to the floor. It's just charred, like melted features just sloon.
Nice.
Nice.
And I'm going to
Very nice, very
use
nice.
the rest of my movement. I think actually I might have like 5 more feet.
Yeah, you have 5 more feet of movement.
I'm gonna move to right there.
Okay.
And action surge
Okay.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
to take a swing at Big Boy.
Death is the best
go.
CC. That's all I'm saying.
Very true. Make your attack roll.
Does the 16 hit?
Barely.
Nice. And I am going to menacing strike with a D8.
All right.
And I continue to roll absolute dog shit with my D8s.
frightened of you, though.
That's 12 damage.
12 damage. He rolled a nat 1 on his save, so
Nice.
Your wimpy hits are very scary. Like, you're making up for power in presentation, and that's why they're so frightening.
Well, at least I can do something.
Hey, man.
Your hammering blows just shook this guy to his core.
Yeah, like I said,
you got to hit him with that flourish.
you come in, and I'm gonna say that it was part of, like, as you struck down, like, his buddy, as you came out of the door, you, like, drug it half, like, away across the distance. You whip the sword out and make the attack, and so while you lose some of the, like, momentum, like, spraying the blood as it leaves the corpse and kind of slashing into it, like shocks this big fucking dude, and it like is looking like very, very wary of you.
Man,
Oh,
dang it,
nice.
Yak, you're getting blood all over me.
Yeah, this
swinging a blood
spray,
order.
like that corpse got moved like an entire square. Like his sword came arcing over your head as it left the corpse. He was like, "Oh jeez, there's blood everywhere."
I told you I was going to paint the deck red again.
Yeah, you did. Okay, is that gonna be it for your turn?
That will be it.
All right, good shit. That brings us to one of the only lizard man who woke up.
What?
What the fuck?
Two of them rolled really badly on their perception checks. They're both awake now, but they're not quite in. They're not quite in initiative.
Okay.
They're not in initiative for this round. They're awake now, but they
I
were
was
not
like,
awake at
this
first.
guy kicked in the door, he let out a battle cry, stabbed one of their homies, and they're like,
Just like
Andy
home.
screamed.
yeah.
Yeah, homie screamed like a mother. Yeah. So thankfully the guy that woke up was the boss. So y'all don't see what's going on in here, but it's happening.
I swear to fucking God if he dies.
Homie rolled up on this dude and said, "I bet." You hear draconic of, that is basically the fucking equivalent of "I'll fucking gut you."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's pissed.
Respectful.
Oh shit. So we're gonna have both of his attacks at once. Oof. So you will hit. Nice. Okay. God damn it. And that guy was 2. All right. And that's his attack. Y'all, you hear a thwack after that exclamation in Draconic, and like you see the back of that Sahuagin kind of stumble back a little bit within that doorway, which is going as we set this scene of absolute fucking mayhem and chaos, which would end this round of combat, is also where we are going to end this session.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, yeah. Holy shit.
It's
Thank
going
you,
to be a
everybody.
rough
Yeah,
one.
y'all like how this is kind of laid out so far. I hope everybody's feeling pretty good about where their HP's at.
Oh, I'm doing great.
Blue is
This man was like,
A-okay.
you got some armor?
Perfect.
I don't care. Fuck off with all that noise.
As always, I'm pretty comfortable in my almost full health.
Oh god. But thank everybody, and you guys especially so much for joining me here tonight. That was wow. Thank everybody who came here to watch. Thank you guys so much. We are gonna jump into a raid real quick, by the way, as we end this off. So stick around for that. I'm debating who do we go for. We haven't raided Saving Throw Show in a minute, have we? I can't
I don't
remember.
think so.
All right, so we're gonna be raiding our friends here at Saving Row Show here in just a moment. But once again, thank you guys all so much for coming and watching with us. I'm having a ton of fun. I had a ton of fun with this session as well. Specifically, if you guys haven't already, drop us a follow. it helps us out. Come watch us when we do things on Monday, which is these campaigns, Wednesday, which is when we do Tavern Talks, where we just kind of shoot the shit, draw maps, possibly play some video. We've thought about it, but generally just talk about D&D topics and have a good time. And Saturdays is our Eberron campaign, DM'd by Gloob Jonesy. I can't remember. I think I have to point this way to point at you. And has myself, Julian, or Cody, or Bart/Kent playing in that game as well. But yeah, so show these guys some love as we jump in there and rate them, support our fellow TTRPG community, and I hope everybody has a good night as it gets ready to start in 10 seconds. I always forget there's a 10-second countdown after you hit start raid. That really confuses me. So I'm sorry. But everybody, get ready up, go on, have a good time. Bye!
Goodbye.